What is going on, guys? I hope everybody is having a good night. The Sixers force a Game 7. Obviously, they played a better fourth quarter than they have the past couple games. So really happy about that. Really happy we're going back to Philly for hopefully, for the last game. And hopefully we just play better and take this home against Atlanta. So that's why I was running a little late. So I thought, obviously with what was going on. So we're here on, obviously this is going to be a call-in tonight, so we're going to be hearing from you guys, just talk about the Eagles, obviously the off-season. I mean, really just to kind of get into, everybody for their takes on the off-season and pretty much any questions that anybody has for me as well, because I know that some of you guys do like to, reach out, even if some of you guys don't have Twitter. You can follow me at Twitter at JoeyShake72, so that's always great as well, because people always ask me questions, send me articles, and, give me tidbit news. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have people come in, obviously for a few minutes, and kind of, have people come in for a few minutes and see what happens. We're going to get this going, guys. So obviously the Philly Shakedown podcast, me and Philly 500 will most likely be next week. 500 should be back by probably Monday or Tuesday, and we'll probably do, the following Saturday and start up on the Philly Shakedown podcast, which is great. So I appreciate everybody being in here. What's going on, Brandon Wyatt, Big Play Slay, AK9? What's going on, man? Jonathan Hernandez, I do watch the Sixers. Bob Jester, what's going on? Says Sixers pulled it out. Definitely. Philly Girl, what's going on? Joseph Sirianni, what's going on, man? Richie MC, push show 15 minutes back. 76er stream still rocking. Let's see. West Case says, can't believe we signed Nick Mullins. Waste of time. Nathan Mark says, let's go. Scoob-Doo, what's going on, man? Eddie Price, what's going on, bro? Nestor Out West, what's going on, man? West K, which Eagles players will you have a surprisingly good year? Offense or defensively, I think a surprisingly good year. I mean, I think Greg Ward will be one of those top players on offense this year if he's in the slot. I think he'll do a really good job. I mean, as a surprise, no, but I think a lot of these players are going to do really well, guys. I think defensively, I think our draft picks and Teron Jackson, Milton Williams, Eric Wilson, I think there's a lot of guys that are going to really show up this year for the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm pretty excited about it. Mr. Tripp, what's going on, man? Big Play Slay. Eagles Uncensored, what's going on, bro? Hope everybody's having a good day today. The Sixers pulled it out. Philly Girl says, let's go Sixers. Tex Eagle says, we want shakes. Dom Menezes trade. Ben Simmons played. Look, Ben Simmons, I don't know what he's doing today. Did he make one? What do you make? What do you have? 2 points, 4 points? I don't even know if he even scored 3 times today. Penalties like crazy. He had 5? He had 5 fouls. I thought he played. I don't know. I don't know what they're using him for. Defense. I mean, that's and passing the ball. I mean, that's about it. Bob Jester, hi Joey. Hope you're starting your weekend right. I am, bro. Edward Wright, happy with the direction the team is going on now. Just like another cornerback. Did we sign a cornerback? Is that what you're saying? Paul 44, what's going on, man? Eagles Powerhouse Nation, what's up, dude? Gary Pilates, how about them Sixers, bro? I'm excited. Going back. We're gonna be back home, so I'm pumped. I'm pumped for that last game. I really am. Nestor Out West, call it in, Shakes. Let's get it. Yeah, we're gonna do it up. We're gonna do a call-in today. Like I said, guys, with this call-in, Tim, what's going on, man? Only 25 minutes. Rishi Lair, hey, what's going on, man? Python Lord, what's going on? The Great Tate, what's going on? Flagels Fly. Richie, what's going on? Vincent Cassidy, what's going on? It's all good. It's called Python Lord. It's all good. It's all good. Stuart McLaughlin says, is Ertz getting traded? In the next couple, before training camp starts, end of July, that's what I'm hoping. Chris Scott, man, what's going on, man? Chris Cooper, what's going on? Hopefully we have another underdog. Hopefully we do. Nathan Marks, Devon Smith, and Jalen Hurts going to ball out, and I hope so. Matt says Sixers won tonight. Definitely. I was just watching the game. That's why I was late getting on here. Jonathan says, do you have a current 76ers player? What do you mean a current 76ers player, John? The Nestor Out West. I hope Derek Barnett on defense because he's making a lot of cheddar. Yeah, he's making $10 million this year, so it hurts to have him on the roster. So got to keep him, though, unfortunately. I mean, if he gets double-digit sacks and balls out this year, I would say re-sign him, but I just don't have a feeling it's going to happen, though. You know what I mean? Yo, Ashford, what's going on, man? Says, yeah, we signed Nelson. We traded the umbrella man for him. Yeah. I haven't checked on news today about the Eagles just this morning. I haven't checked on anything if they signed a corner or anything like that. So, Jake Elliott. I was reading about Jake Elliott's $20 million contract, which is crazy. Mr. Cop, man. Hey, Joey, big fan. Appreciate it, man. Jock, what's going on, bro? The old man is here. The old man's been here for a while. So how we're going to do this tonight is I'm going to put out the link, and I'm taking this seriously, guys. Like, I will end the stream in 2 seconds if there's any trolling or anything like that. I'm not even kidding. And I don't care if I do it. It doesn't matter to me. I'll just make a couple videos for tomorrow like I'm going to be doing, and that's it. Like, if you can't face, so the rules are if you don't, I don't care if you're used to doing it without your face. Like, I got to see a face. If I don't see a face, you don't come on. You could be waiting in the backstage of StreamYard for 10 hours. I do not care, okay? I don't want anybody to ruin this for anybody else. But if somebody does, then I end the stream. That's how it goes. I do not care. I don't, because I'll just make a couple videos for tomorrow, which I'm going to be doing anyway. So that's the name of the game. That's what we're doing. And that's pretty much it, guys. So other than that, all we've been doing the past few weeks is just, waiting for training camp, waiting for a move for cornerback, waiting for a trade for Zach Ertz. We've heard some rumors about some trades with some corners like Xavier Howard, obviously going to be very expensive. Stephon Gilmore, a trade for him, and being realistic with some of these. And obviously Steven Nelson has not been signed yet, so that is a very good sign. The Eagles still have $5 million in cap space under the cap, which is not enough. And on top of everything else, we have not signed Landon Dickerson yet, our second-round pick in the 2021 draft. So, we're going to find out, obviously, because what we have right now is not going to be enough as of right now. So, I'm going to be putting in, guys, if there's anybody spamming or anything like that, it is what it is. Richie Lyer says you sound like a teacher. I'm not trying to, dude. I just don't want anybody to ruin it for anybody else. Like, don't come in with a mask, a costume mask on. Like, if I even see that, you're getting booted, you're getting banned. That's it. Like, that's it. If you're used to coming on this channel without a mic or without a video, I don't care. Like, you have a face, you're in. If you're not, that's it. So that's how it goes. So I understand there's always trolling in the comment section. I mean, in the live chat, which is fine. But when it comes to these live chats, like there's a lot of, these live video calls. This is, it's me reaching out to you guys because I haven't done one in a while. Obviously, there was an issue last time I had one of these. I know a couple other, I know 500 had one a few months ago and he ended the stream. I know Mitch Kofsky, shout out to him. He had one probably a month or two ago or something like that. And yeah, things didn't go right. So I am going to open this up right now. So like I said, if you do not have a mic, if you do not have a camera, you don't show your face, you are not coming back here, period. You're not going to be on here. That's how it goes. Because I will end this stream in 2 seconds. And it's going to happen. It might happen. You never know. I can't control what people do, but, it is what it is, so. Obviously, anything Eagles related, anything. Just questions? If you have questions, if you want to state something about this team, like I'll follow your lead. Whatever you guys want to do, whatever you guys want to do, it's all good. You know what I mean? I'm here just to give out news. I'm here just to hang out and just whatever. I mean, we're gonna have obviously the live chats are today. And then obviously tomorrow we'll have a content creator live call as well. So tomorrow night is for the content creators. Tomorrow, if they want to come on, it's up to them. I'm not forcing anybody to come into it, but if they want to do it, hey, it is what it is. Jonathan Hernandez says, sorry for the earlier question. I meant to say that you have a favorite current 76er player. Current 76er player, I do like. Joel Embiid is my favorite. I mean, obviously, because he's just got that Philly attitude and doesn't take any crap off nobody. And Hold on 1 second. I got to do one thing. Did I forget to do this? Let me see. Hold on. There might have been one thing. No, I did not. Okay, I did remember before I set this up today. So we do have one. Hold on. We got an Eagles content creator, fairly new, coming in right now. And let's give a nice shout out to Eagles Uncensored. What's up, man?
Yo, what's good, buddy? How you doing, man?
Good, bro. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Just got to work here, so figured I'd call in real quick.
Yeah, bro. So what's going on? How you feeling, man?
Oh, not too shabby. It's a Friday, you know.
Yeah.
So, I brought this up yesterday on a thing, and I'm gonna ask you. I even got Mike's opinion yesterday too.
Right.
What would you say about trading Fletcher Cox and a third to the Dolphins for Xavier Howard?
I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but on top of it, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, but the issue is Xavier Howard wants a bigger contract that already has right now. He signed that 5-year, $75 million deal in 2019, and obviously thinks he's overplayed that contract. So I really don't know. I don't know if this year is going to be the year, or maybe, I mean, I'm looking into next year at Fletcher Cox. If he doesn't really produce too much this year, I'm kind of looking for a trade next year, because I'm telling you, if Milton Williams, makes some noise this year or something like that. I mean, last year with Fletcher Cox, I wasn't really happy. 6 games, a sack and a half, and I know he had 6.5 for the season, but a lot of these sacks were in garbage time. It's really not even about the sacks, really. It's just I'm not seeing him really create any attention in the backfield too much, and that's the problem I have. But that pick is fine, a third round. I mean, that's perfect. But the problem is the money. I mean, that's the big issue here is the money. So
Yeah, I just didn't know if trading Fletcher Cox and then eventually when we either trade or release Ertz, if that's enough to free up enough to get him or not.
Oh, it definitely will. Like, I think if you trade Fletcher Cox, I think they free up like $16 million in cap space. So, I mean, that's a $23 million cap hit this year. So, it's a lot of money. I mean, our defensive line, you got Javon Hargrave with that big contract now. So, you better hope that these 2 defensive tackles really do something this year. That's what you're hoping.
That's kind of what I was thinking. When we got Hargraves at 26, I was like, well, he's going to be the heir to Fletcher Cox. I mean, that's the way I looked at it when they signed him, especially for that amount of money. And then, you go out and you hear the reports this year that Williams is, Aaron Darnold-esque. Well, that's a big report, So this kid better come out and be something really special. If he comes out and is a dud,
right?
I mean, I don't know what the hell they were looking at then, but that's some strong stats to put on somebody who hasn't even touched the football field yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Like, that's why I don't call. That's why I'm not. That's why I heard the same thing about Milton Williams. I mean, I think I've never heard of this because I really didn't hear of this guy at all. But I mean, I think with these, I mean, they drafted 3 defensive linemen, so I definitely see that. Potentially, you could be losing 3 defensive ends this year. You could be losing Derek Barnett after this year. I think Josh Wett's on the last year of his contract. And at least if Brandon Graham ends up leaving, retiring, or he comes back on a real cheap deal next year, then I understand that. But when it comes to just the defensive line in general and Fletcher Cox, like this is he's on the wrong side of 30 now. Like, I got to see what he does, you know what I mean? And honestly, if he gets double teamed, I'm hoping that Javon Hargrave could take those one-on-ones. But obviously last year, coming in with an injury, switching schemes from a 3-4 to a 4-3 from the Steelers, and then, kind of working himself to 100%. He showed up for a couple games and actually played really well. It's like, damn, Javon Hargrave could actually – I know he could play. I know he can. But then after that, pretty much he disappeared again. So I'm hoping a better year for this defensive line. And, this is why I don't want to get into another – even if we trade Fletcher Cox next year, I think you'll have more worth than Zach Ertz in trade compensation-wise, because Zach Ertz just had a bad year last year, and this whole offense had a bad year last year. So that's why you can't really single guys out. But I think now I look back on, drafting Dallas Goedert, I think they at least should have tried to – They should have at least tried to trade Zach Ertz at that point. And when you keep for this long, his trade value has diminished. So if people think you're getting a 3rd, 4th, or 5th round pick, it's not even going to happen. I mean, I don't even care right now if it's a 7th round pick for 2025 at this point. It doesn't even matter. As long as you get something out of him, I don't care. $8.5 million. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just don't want us to wait too long, man, because it seems like we're always waiting too long lately and putting ourselves in shitty situations, and you know, so. And Cox is definitely not one of those guys you don't want to get anything for, you know.
Right.
So
I
how
don't.
long can you wait is the question.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, we kind of need him this year. So, I mean, I don't know. That's going to be a big hit with a lot of unknowns behind him, besides Hargrave and him. I mean, I got to see what Milton. I think you got to evaluate Javon this year, evaluate Fletcher Cox this year, and I think you just take it from there. I don't think getting rid of them now. I think with the Zach Ertz trade, they'll be a bit more flexible. I know they have to sign Landon Dickerson still. So, it's kind of crazy, but
Yeah, for sure.
we'll see what happens. But, guys, if you haven't subscribed to Eagles Uncensored, he's brand new, just started, and, getting close to 100 subscribers. Go to his channel. Subscribe him up, please. I'm hoping to get on your channel sooner. I know I've been very busy back and forth, so I do appreciate your patience and everyone else's, you know what I mean? So we'll get something going, definitely, real soon.
Hey, man, I just appreciate you and all you do for Eagle content creators, man. I truly appreciate it, so thank you.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you creating something that you could do whatever you want, say whatever you want, and, that's what I like about that, you know what I mean?
And, it's like I told Philly Foothills yesterday. I said, it's not just for the fans, it's for you guys as well, because I know some of your guys' channel are kid friendly, so you don't like to use cuss words and stuff. So, maybe it's a place for you guys to come and vent too on days you don't want to do a podcast because you want to relieve some stress. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you want to throw some curse words out because you usually can on your show, that's what I'm here for. Because we've had the highest of the highs and lowest of the lows, so we know all about it. So
if you check my videos out from a long time ago, you'll see the difference. So definitely. But anything, uncensored, we're definitely gonna get this going another day. But any last words to say? I'm definitely gonna move on. Got a loaded backstage right now.
No, I'm good, buddy. You have a good one, and kill it like always, man.
Appreciate it, bro. We'll talk soon. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Thanks for coming in, bro.
No problem. Have a good one.
You too, bro. Okay. We got a super chat from Spunky1991, one of my close friends. What's going on, man? Another Eagles content creator. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, do appreciate that. Appreciate it, Spunky. Guys, go sub up Eagles Uncensored, man. He's got a good channel over there. He's got a great channel. You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want. It's like freedom of speech over there. I love it. Next on our list, we got Big Play Slay. Hello? 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 Is he there? He's just staring. I don't know what's going on. Big Play. Yeah, your mic's not working, bro. All right. We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going real quick. I'll come back. Next in the bill, we got a West Side Philadelphia Eagle fan. Brings a lot of character, a lot of poise to his channel. Is building up the ranks, ready to hit 1,000 subscribers soon, and deserves it all. His name is the Nestor Out West with Philly Foothills. What's going on, bro?
Hey, man, how you doing? Thank you for having me on your show. I really, really appreciate it. And I mean, the energy that I put out there, it's all, I attribute a lot to it to you, Philly 500, guys like that, Lord Brunson. The energy is just it's contagious, and the Eagles community is like no other on YouTube and on social media. So I'm very, very just proud and honored to be a part of it.
Yeah, dude. Like, hey, I've been watching you for a while. I think I've been subscribed to you for. I think after like a long time ago, you were making videos, and then I think you stopped for a while, and then you got back on, and you really started to really pull the channel together. So I've been subbed to you for a while, even when you weren't around. I was still subbed. So I appreciate you coming back and putting in the work, and just being yourself and doing your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and I love doing it, and like I said, I'm just really, really appreciative of you and guys like you who continuously put out the content, even in the slow times like this, in the off season. So yeah, I mean, just you too, keep doing your thing, man. Your show's grown tremendously over the past couple of years. So I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So I mean, yeah, I'm aspiring to be like the greatness of Joey Shakes. That's for sure.
I appreciate it, bro. Much love, dude. Really.
Yeah, but I was going to ask you about about our receiver situation. And if it comes down to a bubble situation of a, I know he's he's more of a practice squad guy, and I know we probably have seen his ceiling, but he is a more proven guy in the NFL. So, and I'm talking about Greg Ward Jr. So if it came down to him being on the bubble between him and some of these other unproven guys like Quez or Hightower, some of these younger guys, which direction would you go if you were if it was your decision? What do you think?
I mean, if it's me right now, you have Devontae Smith, you got Jalen Reagor, Greg Ward. I mean, I like Hightower a lot. I think he's probably one of the short success guys we have. I think he's one of the best route runners. And I think he was not. I mean, everybody wasn't used properly last year. So, I mean, it's really hard. But at the same time, Quez Watkins, short. I want to see more. The problem is we didn't see enough. The veteran favoritism taking over everything. And it just messed everything up. This predictable offense. I mean, you really can't single out anybody in this offense. But, with Trevon Grimes now on IR. You have Osborne undrafted, might get a shot. JJ's definitely gonna get a shot, but he's not gonna get anywhere. So I don't even want to talk about him. But I have a lot of faith in a lot of these receivers had that short-term success. But, a lot of people don't even think Reagor's going to be good. A lot of people think Reagor's going to be a bust. I am so beyond on the hype train for Jalen Reagor because I think he's going to complement Devontae Smith so well. And I want to see what I really want to see before Trevon Grimes got hurt, I really want to see Trevon Grimes and Travis Fulgham really battle it out. That's what I really wanted to see. I mean, I think it's between John Hightower and Quez Watkins on the bubble right now. I think Travis Fulgham, I think he's going to be set in this offense. Obviously hit some adversity. Got injured. Alshon Jeffrey came back. Deshaun Jackson came back later and then came in a couple games on a couple snaps. So, I mean, I think at this point we don't have to go after a receiver the next 10 years. You know what I mean? So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, let's sure hope not. I mean, we've invested a lot of draft capital now, and I'm with you too. I think Reagor's gonna blossom from not being not the number one guy anymore. The not having so much of the targets of the defense on him. The bullseye is going to be on other guys like D-God and Smitty on the outside, and Travis Fulgham I think is going to also step up this year and prove a lot of these doubters wrong, and hopefully get the if he's got any kind of attitude issues or anything like that, hopefully he gets those in check and grows up and puts his big boy pants on, a lot unlike the New York Giants fans, I should say, but I think Reagor's going to do really well in the slot this year. I really do. I think he's going to have a very, very surprising year for a lot of people, and I'm just as excited to see him as I am Devontae Smith in this offense. So yeah, I mean the weapons that we're starting to put around Jalen Hurts, it's Hurts season. He's got to be able to make it work too. To put the pieces into the puzzle. They all gotta gel together. It's got to be a free flowing offense. Definitely.
Right. Yeah, no, I think what's going to be really interesting is what I do like is that they're making them intermediate receivers. So Nick is putting these guys, the X, Y, and Z. So just in case you're going to have mismatches every single week, and if you can have Reagor playing every position, Devontae Smith playing every position, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. I think it's going to cause a lot of mismatches, and you could, you're going to see Greg Ward in the slot this year. You're going to see Jalen Reagor in the slot. I think it's depending on matchups, depending who we're facing. I think it's going to be really. I think I have no bad vibes from this receiver core at all this year. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, and I was going to say too that, like you said, I think Hightower's route running ability, is definitely going to help him. And that's definitely something that Reagor, I think, needs to sharpen up and work on. And I think he will, because bringing in Devontae, that's going to encourage him to work harder, I hope. And sharpen his game and bring it to the never level, because you don't want. I mean, even though Reagor's just a second year guy, you don't want a rookie coming in and outshining you. So you got to step up and you got to put in your, hold your own weight and put in your own contributions to the team.
Yeah, no, I can't talk sometimes too. Trust me, I can't say certain words. So, and with Rager, with the injuries that he's had, he had 3 injuries, got hurt 3 different times. 2 of those times he was injured on suicide passes from Carson Wentz. On 2 of those injuries, he got thrown some real bad passes that got him, collision wise. You know what I mean? So it's. I'm really excited about Jalen Rager and what he's going to do this year. So, I mean, I have no problem with it and what he's going to bring to the table. So, you know what I mean? I'm good with Aaron Moorhead, the wide receiver coach. I'm good with Nick Sirianni getting these guys prepared. And obviously it's going to be up to Jalen Hurts to get the guys, get them the ball. So,
yeah, I mean, being that Moorhead was the only other coach to be retained besides Stoutland, that says a lot because Sirianni is obviously a wide receiver guy. He's an ex-wide receiver. It runs in his blood still. I'm sure he still dreams about running routes and catching balls and things like that. So, I mean, if Moorhead wasn't, up to snuff, I think definitely Sirianni would have been like, nope, and he would have brought in his own guy. So I think I think that's very, very good as far as the continuity and things like that for the wide receiver group, especially going forward for these guys that are needing to develop and step up. But what I was going to ask you too, what I know you follow a lot of rumors and things like that. What's your gut feeling right now on the CB2 situation? Do you think we're going to make a move?
I think 100,000,000% we're going to sign another cornerback, but the issue is the money right now. We only have $5 million right now, so you can't do much with that. Steven Nelson's definitely going to want more than that. We still haven't signed Landon Dickerson yet, so I mean, I don't know. I was hearing all the Xavier Howard rumors, Stephon Gilmore, there's obviously 2 corners out there you can trade for, but they want big contracts. And the Eagles can't afford that right now, even with a Zach Ertz, trade. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen. I think that Zach Ertz, whether it's the release or the trade, is going to be the big difference on whether depending on the corner that we do get. I mean, I think it's still Steven Nelson. He hasn't been signed yet, so thank God, you know what I mean? So I know there's still hope.
Right.
There is a God. There is a God out there. So that's a good thing.
There is. Let's just hope he's shining brightly on our Eagles, going forward. And we're able to –
Yeah.
I don't want to go into the season as the cornerback situation the way it is right now. I mean, I really don't. I know the defense is going to be different and things like that. But, I mean, if Maddox if he's fighting for spots on the slot – in the inside, playing that nickel position, he's going to have some competition in there because we have some guys who have played nickel snaps in the NFL. That one kid, I think it's Josiah something. I can't remember his full name, but that kid's going to compete for some nickel snaps this year too. So I definitely think Avonte Maddox has got his work cut out for him too. He's not an outside corner, and I just don't know if he has the abilities to play on the inside. So we're gonna have to see with him. It's really frustrating right now as far as like you said, just we're having to keep track of everything. And I wish they would just. I know they're like you said, they're limited on the funds and things like that. But I want them to get a guy in here that I would be comfortable with putting on the opposite side of Slay.
Yeah, I mean it's the only thing I'm really uncomfortable about is the second corner position. We'll see what happens. I mean, they could always get Craven LeBlanc for the nickel. I mean, he's a free agent right now, so if they really need to pick him up, they could pick him up as well. So we'll see what happens. But obviously, I got a lot of more people I got to get to.
Of course.
But if you guys have not subscribed to the Nest Out West with Philly Foothills, okay, this guy is very excited to just bring you content every single day. He was just at Disney World, which I'm very jealous. Can't wait to get there in November and do some things there. But if you guys haven't, please subscribe to his channel. Get him to 1,000 subscribers. If you guys haven't, everyone just go to his channel. I do appreciate it. Sub him up, and we'll definitely do something later on. I have been busy, so we're going to get more streams going. Obviously, I want to do more streams because there's really not much content out there right now because we're kind of just sitting, just seeing what's going on. So, go ahead. You're good.
I was just going to say, I love that we've been talking a little bit, off of the, on Twitter and stuff. I want to have you on my channel soon too. So yeah, we could do a live stream and just chop it up and have some people comment and we could respond on that and things like that. So. Yeah, I mean, definitely I'd love to have you on the Nest Out West very, very soon, Joey. Because
Yeah, bro, we will.
Respect your craft, man. I really, really do. It's highly respected over here in Cali, very much so.
Hey, dude, and I appreciate yours because I wish I was entertaining. Trust me, I wish I was more entertaining. Trust me,
Hey, you're doing something right, man. You're doing something right because your channel's doing very, very well. So just keep doing your thing, keep being you, and yeah, let everybody enjoy the Shake Squad. Definitely.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. But we will talk soon,
definitely.
Bro. All right, we'll get together soon.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, the Nest Out West of Philly Foothills. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, bro.
Peace, man.
Okay. There is 76 people to chat, guys. I know the Sixers did win, force Game 7 today. So if you guys haven't subscribed. Guys, haven't liked the video, please like the stream. And next up, he was making me dizzy for a while because he was going in circles. Philly Nate 10, what's going on, man?
Yo, man.
You're making me dizzy down there, bro.
Yeah, man. Like, I was just spinning in my damn office chair, man. But yeah. So like, basically, man, like I've been watching a lot of Philly Mike's videos, yours, LB, Fresh, everyone, and basically, man, like my biggest doubt that I'm having is definitely with the corner back two position, and if you've been watching our defense for like the past few seasons, Maddox has been getting cooked. And I understand that Schwartz's scheme, man, it was stick defense. It was so outdated because I mean the NFL now, everyone's playing zone. You have a lot of cover 3, 4 3s, and 3 4s and stuff like that. But as far as our offense with our receivers, man, Smith is gonna ball out, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard that they have him ranked as the number 3 best receiver to like ever play in college football, and that's just amazing whenever you just like look at the guys that we had like Alshon and D Jack and Jordan Matthews and all these unknown guys, and mind you, D Jax is my favorite Eagle of all time. Him and Brian Dawkins and Reggie White, but it was just time for us to just move, man. I just wanted us to get young. We got Quez, we got Greg Ward. Travis Fulgham showed flashes for 4 games, but once the defense figured him out, it's like he really couldn't do nothing. But I don't know if he was battling injury during that time when he got pulled. But at the same time, Doug was doing his own thing, and he just like gave up. I think he gave up, but I'm not too sure what everyone else thinks.
Right.
And yeah, man, like I don't want to sound like a big fan or anything.
No, you're good. You're good, bro. Anything's accepted here,
man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like I've literally I've probably been watching your videos for like 2 years now.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, man. So I've been tuned in and everything, man, and I just really love your content, man. Just like keep it up, man. Like your channel is like really doing like good things right now. And I'm in the process of trying to get my channel started and everything. I have to order a cam for my laptop and everything, and a mic and all that good stuff.
It's a process, bro. It's definitely a big process. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. It's a really, really long process, man. And I just can't wait for a training camp to get started, man. I really want to see these guys just like go to work and battle it out. I want to see Highway 68 and Dillard go at it. And like you were saying, I really want to see Grimes and TF13 go at it too, man. Because both of those guys, those are 2 big body receivers, and if you haven't watched tape on Trayvon Grimes, this man cooked Patrick Surtain. And I don't know what game it was in, but but he literally cooked Surtain the whole game. Like it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I definitely think that he can bring something to the table. And if he gets his shot, then I feel like Whiteside, he just needs to go, man. He needs to go to the damn practice.
Nobody wants him.
Man.
You don't want to put him at tight end?
Man, I just look at it like this, man. Like you have all these people trying to convert to tight ends and everything, man. Like I don't see nothing wrong with it, but at the same time, he's going into his third year. He hasn't proved anything. The only reason why the man scored a touchdown, and I don't want to curse or nothing like that, but it was all because Miles fumbled, and that's when he went out with his knee injury. Like I mean, like they can put me in the damn game, and I can do more than what Whiteside has done. He had his mom. Oh my God,
the umbrella.
He had his mom holding the umbrella and everything at practice. Like it's just crazy. But we signed a Hightower and Quez and even though it was an extremely small sample size, they came in and they done more in that small sample size than what JJ has done in 2 seasons.
Right.
And that's just crazy to me that he's still getting a shot, because I feel like the undrafted guys that we have in Grimes and Osborne, they're hungry.
Right.
And if they get their shot, they're gonna run with it. And I do have a feeling, and I'm gonna say this right now, but we can seriously be probably the second best receiving core in the whole division, behind Dallas, because Dallas has firepower. And I'm not a Cowboys fan. I mean, my dad's a damn Cowboys fan. I'm an Eagles fan, but I have really high hopes for us, and I do plan on trying to go to like at least 3 games, maybe 4, because I'm in the Texas area, so I will be in Dallas whenever we do play them. And yeah, man, like that's all I want to say, man. Like, I don't want to keep you too long, man. There's a lot of people waiting up in the stream and everything, but I just want to say, man, thanks for having me, man. I'm a big fan, and I'm gonna keep tuning into the content, man. And you just keep on doing your thing, Joey.
No, I appreciate it, Nate, and we'll definitely catch up. All right, man.
Yes, sir, man. Thanks a lot.
All right, thanks, bro. You too. Flag will slide, bro. I'll see you later, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, next we have. Oh, wait. Okay, making sure that was all right. StreamYard is weird, guys. It is weird. Next on our list, we got Eagles Powerhouse. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Bro, I think I found you last month. I think I found your channel last month. Love the content.
Yeah.
And I don't know when you started, but I've never seen you before that.
No, yeah. I had a page before that, Fun Fact of the Day. So that one was called Philly QTV. And I I got a similar story with everybody else where I came in, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then, yeah, about 4 videos in, boom, I'm going. Then it's like the second time you come in, that's when you try to do it. So like, second time I come in, that's what it is. So, but yeah, I've been looking at you, Philly 500, Lord Brunson, you know, but I even be looking at the people like Tone the Shields. I try to look at everybody. So it's like, yeah, I really appreciate. I know you be putting stuff out 7 o'clock every morning. I wake up basically around that
every
time
day
before I start driving.
Every day.
Yeah, you know.
So what? So I want to ask you.
I saw.
Sorry about that. It's kind of so when I do talk, it is kind of late on your end. So if I cut you off, it's because it's late on your end. That's why. So I want to know
Yeah,
about
that's
the
fine.
off season now. Now, what was the most exciting thing about this off season? And obviously, going into training camp now, what is the one competition that you're really looking closely at? The most exciting competition looking closely this year?
Um, competition wise. Uh, oh man, that's kind of all right. So the linebackers. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I think that we are. I think what we got at linebacker is underappreciated, even by our fan base, because I feel like I don't think people realize how much Jim Schwartz really affected, like the way that he didn't use linebackers, especially
Mm-hmm.
the way that they were that we normally are used to seeing. It's just it affected everybody. You put in everybody in man coverage on islands, that's going to affect what cornerbacks look like because a lot of people don't realize. I feel like you remember this when we first got Avonte Maddox.
Mm-hmm.
Was he not good? Where it was like we had like, oh man, it's a bright spot. He playing safety better than the safeties that was in. He
Yeah.
playing cornerback in the slot better than the cornerback that was in. And then I forget, wasn't he playing a third position too? Where it was, but yeah. So like now that they're going to be used, I guess from what I'm gathering, I think that they're going to be used where it's more like it's not going to be just blitzing only four. It's going to be sometimes we blitzing some like 5, 6. So some of them might drop. It's going to be a lot more complexness
Right.
to it, right? Is that
Yeah.
what you get pretty much? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I do.
So
Like,
like,
we. Go ahead. You're good.
like all right.
You're good. Yeah. Yeah. You're good.
Pretty much the way that I look at it is one person that is a sleeper that which I don't know why he's still a sleeper. Eric Wilson is a beast. Like Eric Wilson is a monster. Be a problem. So when he was in, he was rated as one of the best linebackers in the league when he was playing. Now another one that we have that I think is going to be good, T.J. Edwards. When he was in, he was producing. He just wasn't used enough. So I feel like that's going to be a thing too. Who's that guy? Alex Singleton.
Yep.
He's a good tackler, a good rusher. Like I feel like if we use two to start in two, I feel like would be Eric Wilson and T.J. Edwards. If we use three, I feel like you could blitz Alex Singleton and Eric Wilson if you want to, or both. But like that's the thing. That wasn't what we saw with the Jim Schwartz era. So it's like I feel like the all of the linebackers want to have something. We still don't know what Davion Taylor can do.
Yep.
It's just I want to see what everybody can do.
Yep.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
now go ahead. What you were going to say?
No, like I definitely agree. Like I have Eric Wilson being one of the breakout players this year, and because he came in with the Minnesota Vikings on a couple injuries to the linebackers, and the secondary was hurt too, and he came in, made the calls. He was always a backup. He was a bench linebacker and came right in and did so well. 122 tackles with like 3 or 4 sacks. Had a tremendous year. So it's unfortunate it's a 1-year deal, which I'm kind of down about that. But you know, T.J. Edwards was like a flash in the pan, but never really got a chance. You know, Davion Taylor, 3rd-round pick, never got a chance because of Jim Schwartz. We had Nate Gary in there every single play. I don't know why. The guy ran the wrong way. He ran the wrong way.
If you say something good, I was about to
No.
say, if you say something good.
No. San Francisco could have him, bro.
Oh, he got signed somewhere?
San Francisco signed him. Yeah, they picked him up.
Oh, my God. Is he the water boy?
Something. But look, like, TJ Edwards, I thought has gotten good chances, but he really needs it. He really needs. I think you could do so much. I think with the linebacker coach, I mean, I think we're going to find a lot of adverse, a lot of different kind of linebackers that could do multiple things. Coverage wise, that's what you're looking for in this Jonathan Gannon defense. I think Eric Wilson could do it. I think TJ Edwards can do it. I think Sean Bradley could do it if they give him a chance. You know what I mean? But you have Davion.
That's the other guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I feel like another thing too. One thing that I was looking at was, I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
With the wide receiver position, the narrative is that we need wide receivers. I know you was hearing about the whole Julio Jones thing. I know I made a video about the Julio Jones situation where I said, unless he cheats, that's the only reason why I would take him, but I don't feel like we need him. But I like to have him. I was like one of them people that's like, you want to enter a relationship but you can't. Like I don't even know if I made it real clear when I was trying to say like I don't want Julio Jones, but I'd take him if he cheats. But pretty much a lot of people are down in the wide receiver core, especially that we have, and it's like, okay, Devontae Adams, I could guarantee.
We're losing you, bro. Losing audio from you, dude. Yeah, we're losing you. There's no audio. We're losing you. Your audio totally cut out. Yeah, I can't hear you. I don't hear anything at all. But dude, it's all good, bro. Like, look, if you guys haven't subscribed to Eagles Powerhouse, please subscribe to his channel. Another new content creator for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know if you cover other teams, but if he does, definitely shout him out and his channel and sub him up, guys. Check his stuff out. I've been subbed to him the past few, probably 2 months, probably like 2 months. If you guys have it, but dude, it was really nice talking to you. I don't mean to cut you off. But we're gonna get to this. Yeah, bro. I'll see you, bro. We'll get together soon. All right, man. All right, bro. Peace out, man. Thanks a lot, bro. We got a super chat from Nitro Freak. Did miss on it. Says, let's go, baby. Keep Ben on the bench. On an Eagles note, we have the worst QB room ever. Cheers, Joey. As you all know, Nitro Freak, it definitely does not like Jalen Hurts. A lot. He hates Jalen Hurts. But I respect his opinion. And look, whether he's a success or a failure, all I wanted was Hurts to have his shot. As long as he has his shot, I do not care. And I'm really happy about it. So, but Nitro Freak, definitely subscribe to his channel if you guys have it. He most realist Eagles fan I know. He's probably one of the first guys I met 6 years ago on YouTube. So shout out to him and his channel, Fly Like an Eagle podcast. He runs that with a couple guys. So do check that out and check his channel out. You want to see raw emotion, you go to Nitro Freak's channel because he doesn't hide from anything and doesn't sugarcoat anything. So much love to Nitro Freak, definitely. All right, we're going to try this again. Big Play Slay, what's going on, man?
All right, can you hear me?
Now I hear you. Now you're good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
What's up, man? How you doing,
All
bro?
right, I know my camera is like a little laggy, but
You're fine.
Roll with it for now.
You're good.
Yeah. So you got any questions for me, my man?
I'm going to ask you because you've been around the channel a lot, so I want to know your favorite off-season move and obviously what you're looking at competition-wise going into training camp because really we're looking forward to training camp right now. So,
so that first question, my favorite off-season move, I would have to say it was the Anthony Harris pickup. It definitely solidifies. It doesn't really like solidify your secondary. It helps out your safety group. More experience. Kavon Wallace could learn under leadership and his experience in the NFL. It kind of makes sense. I was surprised with how much we got him for. I like the signing. I also like that Eric Wilson signing. Two underrated signings that no one's talking about, but Gannon wants players that he's worked with in the past, and yeah, man. And what was your second question?
Just about what you're looking for in the training camp. Like, it could be competition, it could be a certain player that you're looking after, or whatever. Anything really training camp related was.
Yeah, so two guys that I'm like very interested to see, like when it comes to the standpoint of them battling it out. I cannot wait to see Andre Dillard versus Jordan Mailata in training camp. Like those two are going to battle it out, and
Right.
I know people are writing Andre Dillard out like he hasn't done anything, but Dillard is a first round pick for a reason. There's a reason we traded up for him. And I feel like Dillard's gonna have something to prove. He said a lot of things in what's it called? He said things this offseason that I'm kind of like happy with that he said it, but I'm also happy that he's very brave enough and like loyal enough to stay here and just like not request a trade or something. So I respect Dillard for real, for real. So I think it could be a good job between him and Mailata, but I expect Mailata to win that.
Yeah, here's what I think. The whole Dillard situation. So Dillard was drafted, was redshirted. Really wasn't fair what they did to him. But the only thing that's really his own fault is obviously getting injured. Obviously, in camp last year. So with Andre Dillard, like they got to find something for him to do. I know they signed LaRaven Clark that could play left tackle, right guard, right tackle. So I mean, they got to do something with him. Can he play guard? I have no idea. Is he strong enough to play guard? I have no idea. But we're going to have to – I mean, it's a first-round pick wasted. We have to see what he's got. We have to see his worth here and see if we could cross-train him somewhere because – or at least maybe try him on the right side. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is for Andre Dillard at this point. But from Jeff Stoutland,
yeah,
they're both going to compete, and then we'll just see what happens. And I agree with you. I think Jordan Mailata is going to win the job. I think – to be a seventh-round pick rugby player from Australia that doesn't even know the game of football, and I said to myself, if they try to turn him into a football player at 6'8", 350 pounds, I mean, oh man. I mean, I even had at least a speculation thing for myself on this roster for 2022. Like, why don't you go after a center that's pretty good in free agency and move him to left, move Mailata to move Dickerson to left guard instead of putting him at center. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but cap wise, but your left side would be big. You got two guys that are over 6'6" to 6'8", over 300 pounds. It's crazy. So I definitely agree with the offensive. I think the offensive line is definitely one of the strong points. I think they have depth. Nate Herbig can play both guard spots. Jack Driscoll could play right guard. The LaRaven Clark could be the swing guy. I don't know where they're going to put him, but I mean, I think the offensive line is really good right now.
So I got a question for you. This is a two-headed question. So, what do you think of like this whole Zach Ertz situation? And my second question is for you. Who's your offensive breakout candidate and who's your defensive breakout candidate?
Okay, so for the offense, all right. So offensively, I think Miles Sanders is going to have his 1,000-yard season this year if this offensive line stays healthy. I think he should have had it last year, but obviously the way we either gave no carries for Miles Sanders or we strayed away from the run in the second half of games definitely made a huge difference. Defensively is really weird for me. I have a few players, but if I have to say a player that's going to do pretty good and, maybe on the last year of his contract, it's going to be Josh Sweat at defensive end. I think Sweat, the longer he's on the field, the better he is. He gets better every single year. I have a few guys. It could be Josh Sweat. It could be Eric Wilson. It could be Milton Williams. I'm very big on that pick. Like that pick I'm really big on because I think he'll actually make some noise this year. So we'll see, What was the first?
What do you think of this Ertz situation?
Oh, okay.
Ertz situation.
I honestly don't know what they're doing. Like, I'm saying if they flat out release him, they get 4.5 in cap space, and then I bet you $100 right now. I'll bet this whole chat $100 right now, every person right now, that if we release Zach Ertz, 100%, He is going to sign with the Colts. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen. If we flat out release Zach Ertz, he's going to the Colts. I think the most realistic spot for Zach Ertz, I mean, huh?
You said it here first. He's going to the Colts if he gets released.
I'm saying it here right now. 1,000,000%. And that's how
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive on that. If I was to name the most realistic spot for Zach Ertz right now, it would probably have to be Buffalo. Buffalo would probably be that number one team that goes after Ertz because they have a loaded roster already. They have two backup tight ends. I think their starting tight end walked into free agency, signed with the Patriots. I forgot his name. But they have two backup tight ends that aren't really that good. One's a great blocker, but a hard pass catcher. One's a good pass catcher, not a great elite blocker. So they don't have that, that security blanket tight end, an overall good tight end over in Buffalo. And really, we've been rumored to Buffalo so many times. So that would be my spot.
Mm-hmm. I got a destination for Ertz actually.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bengals make the most sense because not only do they not have a major tight end, their tight end group is not the best. They have an injury prone tight end, and they also don't have an indoor facility. So if they have an injury prone tight end, it increases the chances of their tight end getting injured, and the Eagles want high value. So why not trade them to the Bengals? Especially if they don't have an indoor facility with the injury prone tight end. It makes so much sense for the Eagles, and they want high value. So this could happen during training camp where they can ship a player. The other team gets desperate. Maybe the Cincinnati Bengals.
So realistically, what do you think the compensation would be? Really realistically, this late, what do you think the compensation would be for a Zach Ertz trade right now?
If I were to say, I would have to say a 6th or 7th maybe. That's
okay.
As far as I can go.
Hey, you're not wrong. I agree. I think the trade value is diminished at this point. I mean, it's like you've held on to him. They promised. I mean, there was a report that they promised they're not flat out releasing him. That they're going to try to do everything in their power to at least, try to do something with him, because you signed Richard Rodgers now, and I think it's goodbye Zach Ertz. I think people are like, maybe before the Richard Rodgers sign, people are like, maybe he'll come back. Maybe he's $12 million against the cap. Number one, number two, it's time for Dallas Goedert on the final year of his contract to show up. There are extension talks for Dallas Goedert right now, which is good. I'm happy with it, but we're just gonna have to see. But I'm hoping it's like tomorrow, the next day, in a couple days, a couple weeks, whatever it is. Hope they get it done.
Yeah, so thank you for having me on those shakes, man. I appreciate you, my guy. I definitely want to get you on the channel for sure. It's always cool to talk to you. You have great knowledge, so thank you for having me on, and appreciate you.
Yeah, bro, I try my best, but guys, if you guys haven't, subscribe to Big Play Slay. He does have a YouTube channel. If you guys haven't subscribed to him, please subscribe to his channel and support him. Much appreciated. Big Play Slay is always in the chats. He's in everybody's streams, guys. He always supports everybody, so much love and respect to him. All right, man. I think he's gone. I don't know, but he's gone. Okay, he is gone. Shout out to Big Play Slay, guys. Okay, next in the building we got Philly Girl. Where's she at?
What's good, Joey? How are you?
Good. How are you doing? All right?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
Nice.
In there. So, listen, first, congratulations on the success of your channel. I think it's so great. I've been watching you for a long time, and I enjoy listening to you. Second, shout out to everybody in the chat. Big Play Slay, Nitro Freak, haven't seen you in a while, and everybody else that's here. Hi, Joey. I just have a quick question for you.
Okay.
When the season starts, do you think that you might consider doing play-by-play streams or not so much?
This year, so since me and Philly 500 got our Philly Shakedown podcast out that we didn't expect to even happen, we've been talking about it the past couple of years, and we just said, let's do it, So we started doing that. And once the season starts, the schedule of everything will change, and I think me and 500 will be doing play-by-plays on game day this year. I think we're going to start doing that. So that's the good news.
Oh, very good. And you're talking about doing it on YouTube, right? Not Twitter?
No, yeah, YouTube, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Okay, very good.
Yep.
I think that I agree with you with the whole Ertz situation.
Right.
I think that if he goes, he will go to Indianapolis. And as far as I'm concerned, he can just go. But yeah, he can just go. I'm over Ertz, and quite frankly, I think he's over himself. And then with Hurts, I feel like this is the first time I've heard that there's a Hurts hater. I feel like we need to see more of Hurts. Like, I don't get to watch a lot of football because I'm on the road a lot all the time. So I count on you guys here on YouTube for all of my news and information and stuff. And I don't feel like we have seen enough of Hurts yet to be able to really judge him. With Flacco, Flacco being a veteran and he's experienced and, he's a champion of his own. I'm not a huge Flacco fan myself,
right.
But I think with his knowledge and his experience, I think that he would be a good mentor for Hurts. I would have loved to have seen Foles come home, but, Flacco will do, I guess, in my opinion. But, I don't want to take up any more time of your stream. I just wanted to congratulate you on your success because I haven't really been able to talk to you, and I wish you more success in the coming days, months, and years. And thank you for letting me up here. And I look forward to those play-by-plays because we really need an Eagles content creator that will do a play-by-play. So I look forward to it. And I'm looking forward to getting your merch too. That order's going in super soon. So I'll talk to you soon, Joey. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. If you guys haven't subscribed to Philly Girl, subscribe to her channel. If you guys have it, either and say hi to her on her channel. So I appreciate you coming in. We'll definitely talk again soon.
Yes,
I appreciate
sir.
everything.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Got you. You already know. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, next we got Nicholas Johnson. What's going on, man?
What up?
What's up, bro?
So first, I want to talk about Ertz.
Okay.
Which I'm kind of on the same pathway, just be gone with him. You could tell from last year he just kind of wasn't himself. Definitely didn't really want to be part of the team. Right. The only sliver that he wanted to be part of was with Wentz, of course, and then which was surprising because he kind of had a little bit of pathway with Hurts once he was kind of healthy and getting into the rhythm, but never was the biggest Ertz rider anyways, because nowadays you kind of need a number one tight end that's going to be able to block, plus, run the routes, which I think we have in Goddard. I think Goddard is going to be that premier tight end that can run the routes, and he's very great at running after catch, which Ertz kind of was iffy, couldn't really make people miss, never really could break contact. And Goddard, he breaks tackles. He can somewhat make people miss, and he's very good at blocking. So I'm very excited to have Goddard as our number one. I also think Hakeem Butler, I think he's going to be a breakout tight end for us. I was very excited when we picked him up. I think he'll be maybe number 3. I don't know. Richard Rodgers, he's got great hands, but he's not really the fastest, but he's kind of just another bigger body to have in there.
Yeah, I think with Richard Rodgers, he was in, 4 games last year, and he actually played pretty well, especially with Jalen Hurts. I thought he played pretty well. it's going to be tough. Like even before Richard Rodgers was signed, like and people, I thought it was crazy that people wanted Zach Ertz to come back, but Dallas Goedert's on the final year of his contract, so it makes no sense because Zach Ertz is not going to be a number 2. He's going to be in front of Goddard, and it's going to ruin what we need to expect from Goddard to get that extension. Like they're already in contract talks, and hopefully, something does happen. I hope that he does get re-signed. I think Goddard has shown enough, other than maybe having a little injury every 6 games. He has these little injuries here and there, but it's not a big deal. But Goddard's got the size. Goddard's like another 50-50 possession ball receiver out there on top of it. You throw it up to him, he goes and grabs it. So I agree with you on it. I think it's just time. And, last year, and like I said, like this whole offense was bad last year, but Zach Ertz just being hurt, not really being integrated in the offense that much. And, he had some drops, he really just wasn't on, I think this is a player that obviously has been here since he's been drafted, but has done some really nice things for us. But at the end of the day, like you can't hold on to players for too long, just because you're on the Eagles since you've been drafted doesn't mean you're going to, you're going to be here the rest, playing the rest of your career here. You know what I mean? So I think it's time to move on, and it's the Dallas Goedert show. So here's a question to you. Do you think with Richard Rodgers signed now, do you think that Nick Sirianni is actually going to be doing double tight end sets today, or do you think that Rodgers is just going to be a bench guy most of the time?
I want to say that with having Miles Sanders being such a great outside runner and could make one defender miss and gone, that he could be, but I mean, it's tough to say because I mean Hakeem, he's way bigger,
right?
But I don't think he's really developed enough yet to really beat Richard Rodgers out of that spot to be the number 2.
Right.
But I mean, this camp, you just never know if anybody could have a chip to be anybody. And Tyree Jackson too, I think, could also, you never know. He might surprise some people too.
Yeah, even Jack Stahl, that's undrafted as well from Nebraska. Like they gave him the most guaranteed money from an undrafted free. I mean, they must have wanted him badly. They gave him like 150 something thousand for the year, whatever it was. Like they gave him the most guaranteed money for him to come here. So I mean, I want to see what Jack Stahl can do because that's one of the players, as well as Hakeem Butler. I think Jack Stahl is definitely a player I'm looking at too to see if Obviously, I'm happy we have preseason back. Our off season is back. With barely any restrictions now, so we're getting back to the normal things. So tight end's going to be really important, and the way Nick Sirianni utilizes these tight ends for these big explosive plays and getting these guys open, and he's used multiple tight ends, Nick, when he was with the Colts, right next to Frank Reich. So I feel good. I feel good about Dallas Goedert starting. He's been working out with Jalen Hurts. He's been doing a lot of things in the offseason, getting better. It's a contract year, so obviously he's got to work his tail off and get it right. So.
And then our defense, I know you definitely want Richard Sherman as the last resort, but and I agree with you, Steven Nelson. I think, he'd be he's what, 28? I mean, but that's also a solid number 2 if you can get him for like 2 years. Good production, that's a solid number 2.
Yeah, I think
I think if Avonte Maddox ain't the tallest, but I think if he can really increase, not getting burnt or not reading, not having his eyes in the wrong spots, like he said himself, focus on them eyes, I think he would be a decent number 2, but I would also like to have Steven Nelson. I agree with you. He would be a perfect fit for at least 2 years, and then let's get some of these younger guys to develop, because really none of these guys that we have right now could really, especially in our division, I don't really see none of them really being able to handle themselves, especially in our division with all these wide receivers that have been added to handle themselves as a number 2.
Right. Yeah, no, I like even with Steven Nelson. I think it's just I think he'll be affordable. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna be a cheap contract, but he'll be affordable. He's like you said, he's 28. He's going into his prime. I think he'll be solid. I just don't see us trading. Like, you have a really big defensive draft for the 2022 draft. Like, I could see the Eagles next year going after a pass rusher. I could see them going after one of the top corners next year. Potentially 3 first-round picks plus $30 to $50 million in cap space, and the Eagles will get back to having cap space. We're not actually going to be over the cap anymore next year. So depending on how they set the cap, if it turns to be like at the highest to like the owners put it to like 208 million, whatever it is. If that happens, the Eagles will have cap space. They'll be flexible, and we have draft picks next year, which is great. So I mean, look, like, I don't think trading for Xavier Howard makes any sense. Trading for Stephon Gilmore makes absolutely no sense. I think the Eagles just need to sign Steven Nelson and just put him in there opposite of Darius Slay and just see what he does. I mean, look, like, do I think we're going to be contenders this year? No. Do I think they're going to surprise us this year? I think they can surprise us this year. Maybe they win a division. I have a feeling they could win a division, but getting far in the playoffs is just a whole different story. And I think, the 2021 season for the Philadelphia Eagles is all about finding those building block pieces. And then I think once you do that, you get rid of your dead weight, you cut, you trade or you release a couple veterans. That 2017 roster is surely going to be gone soon. And, this is going to be an even younger roster going into next year. So I think just sign Steven Nelson. He hasn't been signed yet, so let's wait on that and just see what happens. But obviously the Ertz thing is going to be, is going to dial into that money-wise, because I think we only have $5 million in cap space, and we haven't signed Landon Dickerson to a deal yet. So that's what we got to wait on.
So do you think they're going to end up training? I think, personally, that he's just going to end up getting released, because I just don't see nobody really trading for him, because, I mean, if we would have traded him the year before, we would have got what Howie's looking for.
Yeah.
But this year, I mean, after last season, I don't see nothing. I mean, like you said, 7th, if that, especially, Julio went for a 4th,
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, you're not getting that. I mean, you're not. Like, the Eagles don't have the upper hand here. Like, teams are just going to wait, and they're going to wait, and they're going to wait until training camp comes near. And then the Eagles will have to release him, and he's going to the Colts.
he's going to the Colts.
Yeah. I mean, if he does, I'm going to take this clip right now. I'm going to say, I told you he's going to go there. It's going to happen. So, all right, Nick, I got a couple people backstage, but, bro, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you giving your 2 cents on everything and training camp and the Ertz trade and everything, dude. I appreciate it, man, but, for coming in.
Yeah, loving watching your stuff every day. So that way I can keep updated on everything.
Bro, I appreciate it, man. It's nice to hear people watch my stuff, so it's great,
Yeah, you got good input.
All right, Nick. We will catch up soon. I'll have another one of these soon.
All right, have a good one.
All right, bud. You too, man.
Bye.
Bye. That was Nicholas, man. Good guy. We got a super chat for the Nestor Out West of Philly Foothills. Appreciate it, bro. He said Jeff Stoutland is the best offensive line coach in the NFL, hands down. Fly will slide. 100%, dude. I don't know where this offensive line would be without Jeff Stoutland. It's going to be really tough when Jeff Stoutland leaves if he goes, because I'm telling you right now, I don't know if we're going to have him after this year. He's going to be lurking over that Alabama offensive line position. And you know what? At this point, we better take advantage when he's here. It's going to be some hard shoes to fill to replace him. It really is. Taking Jordan Mailata, an Australian rugby player that was drafted in the 7th round, turning him into could be potentially a Pro Bowl left tackle. I mean, I think Jordan Mailata is going to be a Pro Bowl material left tackle. I really do. I have a lot of high expectation for Jordan Mailata, what he does. So, but Nest, I agree. I agree 100%. Like I said, guys, he was in the stream earlier. If you guys haven't subscribed to Nestor Out West, go subscribe to his channel and let him know that you're from this channel and you're supporting and support him, guys. Support all the guys. So much appreciated, everybody. We got next here. We got. Okay, here we go. We got Philly Sports Podcast. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Joey? So, obviously Shake Squad. Let's go. What's going on? Well, yeah, I mean, thought, spend a little bit of time before putting up I actually kind of just got done recording my new, I kind of give my a little 2 cents on Ty. I know this is, obviously, as you can tell, it's an Eagles live and call, but I kind of just was giving my 2 cents or kind of giving my input on Tyrese Maxey and the impact that he's having as a rookie. And I just thought, I just enjoy doing what I do. And that's and like you said, I cover all sports and not just, and other than that, like I can also cover like different, because I made a couple of videos on different, the MLB news, like different rule changes and all that, jazz and that, basically, but to Slay's question, See, I have a lot of there's a few guys that come to mind. Obviously, for me, I thought Devontae Smith is going to be my offensive breakout player. Mm-hmm. And defense, I go with Josh Sweat because obviously when we brought in Ryan Kerrigan, I think he can actually, and I've said this before with a couple of buddies of mine, I think he's going to be a very good mentor to that defensive side of the football. But like you said, and it's like you said, I could see and God, I don't know how many times this Ertz situation has been brought up. It's like driving a nail so far. It's like I was like, ugh.
I know,
but it's just like I do see. I think the Colts. I feel like it's more likely he's going to go to the Colts. That's kind of where it's going to. Because it's like if one person leaves, somebody else has got to follow. It's kind of like in that traction kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, it's like I really don't. I mean, like you said, this team I know it's going to surprise me. If we did win the division, look, that's good. Like you said, when it comes to playoff time, that's a whole nother ball game. Mm-hmm. So like you said, I say 2022, 2023 is we can put it all together in my perspective.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think if you get your cap space next year, that's why I don't want to sign any trade for cornerbacks or sign any more big contracts this year. I think you go get Steven Nelson, you sign what you have left and see what you could do this year. I mean, look, I know people want to compete every year. I know we've been in the playoffs, a lot, you know what I mean, since the Super Bowl. And I want this team to get better, but the only way we're going to get better is obviously the draft picks and then, Howie drafting and, the developmental coaching staff that we hired, I think is really going to do a good job. That's what I'm hoping. I mean, I liked every signing. I mean, we should pretty much call ourselves the Philadelphia Colts at this point because we pretty much took almost every single coach.
Wait, that's just kind of that's what I'm seeing. It's like we're taking pretty much we're taking the Frank Reich tree, which I think, and I kind of said this too, and I think I did it. I think it was one of my podcast episodes, because I usually leave a link to my playlist because I got a new one coming out Sunday at 4 for everybody that wants to hop in every now and again. But I think with Sirianni, I feel like I think under Sirianni, I feel we're going to be a lot run the ball, basically giving up to Miles Sanders a lot more than we did last year. Mm-hmm. Because I say, if he gets more carries, I feel like he can reach. I say he could get a little bit over 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
and that's just me because I've loved Miles Sanders.
Yeah. I mean, I think you're going to spread the ball out a little bit to some of these other guys. Like if it's Miles, I think Kenneth Gainwell could be in this offense a lot because he's like a dual threat running back. I think Kerryon Johnson, if healthy, could be that bruiser guy and could do some good things depending on what we're going to carry 3 or 4 running backs. I mean, Miles will get his snaps in, don't worry about it. But I know for a fact that Kenneth Gainwell is going to do really well, and I think having Kerryon Johnson, Jordan Howard, going to have some good competition. You got 8 running backs in this running back core right now, and I think it's going to be interesting. Of course. I mean, if I'm looking for at least 20 carries a game, something like that. I mean, last year was a total joke. I mean, there was times where he didn't even get the ball 5 times, which didn't help. Even Carson Wentz was playing bad, but didn't even help him. You know what I mean? So it's it's crazy.
It is. It's like, and the fact they we're going to. Because, I mean, kind of like my honorable mention breakout, I feel like Kerryon Johnson is going to be one of those other breakout it healthy, like you said. And that's the only key issue. That's going to be what I'm going to see with this team a little bit is their long-term health throughout the 17-game season.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I think when you have the team going into this season right now, and when you go into training camp and you have all these positions, like you have, and Nick Sirianni has talked about competition. I think he's promised us this, and he has, and I think it's been seen, like between linebackers, running backs, wide receivers. I mean, even you have a couple safeties behind Rodney McLeod and Anthony Harris right now. So I mean, there's some good competition on this team right now. I think really all we're looking for is obviously the second cornerback, and seeing what we're doing with Zach Ertz. And I think we're gonna take off flying this year. I think this team is going to be tough. I think this team is going to be competitive. Everyone's going to think this team is coming to the season, new coach. They're not going to know what to do. I think Nick Sirianni already changed the culture of this team. I think he is changing it. And then we're going to have those leaders kind of rise up, just like Jalen Hurts, that's going to gravitate those players towards him. And you're going to have some swagger in this offense this year, and you're going to have some chemistry in this offense this year. Like, I've never seen so much video on a quarterback this offseason. Jalen Hurts showing himself on video numerous times this offseason, telling the fans, guys, don't worry. I'm ready to go, and let's get this. You know what I mean? That's what I like to see from a quarterback. And this is a guy that wasn't guaranteed a starting job, but it looks like he will be the starting quarterback. And I'm so glad that he's getting his chance, because last year, 4 games, pretty much at this point, I mean, with the 4 games he had last year, I think, it's really come down to those were his preseason games last year. Did he look great as the games went on? No, not really. But, I think this team is going to surprise us with some things this year. I really do.
Yeah, like you said, because I feel like we all know what Jalen Hurts is capable of. And I've seen this kind of his tape when he was at Alabama and Oklahoma. Like, the fact that he looked like the fact that he kind of bulked up a little bit, try to hopefully put more strength on, and it's like with under Nick Sirianni, that fact that he's brought in his Shane Steichen, who he's very familiar with the Chargers, and look how Justin Herbert turned out when Shane Steichen with that. So that's and if Shane Steichen and Brian Johnson can probably work their magic, I think Hurts could be a Pro Bowler. There's a lot of Pro Bowl talent on this roster.
I don't know what Jalen Hurts is going to be, but, I'm giving him a shot, and that's it. Like, I know a lot of people that don't like Jalen Hurts. I know a lot of people that don't think he's going to do anything with this team, and he's not going to get better, and, he's just going to end up being a failure here. But as long as we give him the chance, I do not care. Like, as long as I'll feel more comfortable with a full-year evaluation saying, hey, he gave it a shot. As long as he tries his best, like he's been working his tail off this offseason, and he puts it into football games where it counts, then, yeah, I'll be happy. It is what it is. So when it comes down to Jalen Hurts, it starts out with the quarterback. That's really the most – I don't want to spend a first-round pick on a quarterback next year. No. I don't want to trade for a quarterback next year. I don't want to trade – like, look, the most realistic thing that could happen is this. If Jalen Hurts plays horrible this year, if he plays as bad as Carson Wentz last year, which I can't even see him playing that bad – okay, let's be realistic here. I would look into a Deshaun Watson trade because I don't like the quarterbacks coming in this next year's draft anyway. So that's the one trade I would maybe look at if that was the case. But I just don't get that bad vibe feeling that Jalen Hurts is going to come to the season look horrible. I think here's a question for you. Actually, I ask you this. Do you think Howie Roseman has done enough to put enough around Jalen Hurts?
Right now, I'd say yes, but I kind of feel like we need a few more pieces here and there. Right. Like the cornerback. The one guy I want to take is Stingley to help solidify that outside of Slay. Because like like you said, obviously Slay, can't do it himself. He's not like a one-man crew. That's the thing. And obviously we're good. We're very good at talented at linebacker. Now pick up I forgot his name already.
Who? Eric Wilson, Davion
Eric Wilson. That's his name.
Yeah.
And that's the fact. Now you're putting Avery back in that spot. I kind of feel like that's just going to really be a hard hitting linebacker core. And obviously, I mean, we got some good safeties. Kayvon. I think, I think has some potential. Say if Ronnie McLeod, may not last long here in Philadelphia. I mean, like most players wouldn't do. I mean, that's just kind of what I'm seeing. But like you said, the whole new culture, the new vibe that we're getting with this team, I feel like we're going in like the positive direction. Just, we got to, tweak a little few pieces here and there. That's just from what I'm taking from my perspective and the way I've seen things.
Yeah, I never been like so excited in the offseason in a while, like especially when Jim Schwartz was fired or Jim Schwartz was let go, whatever happened there, he left. I was happy about that. And then when Doug had his meeting with Jeffrey Lurie and he was going to make Press Taylor his offensive coordinator, he was going to make Matt Burke his defensive line coach.
Oof.
Peterson wasn't going to move he wasn't going to get some fresh meat outside the organization. All he wanted to do is move coaches around, and I don't know what he was thinking. So Jeffrey Lurie was probably like, nah, this isn't going to work out. Doug was too buddy with everybody, and, Frank Reich obviously was the mastermind behind the Super Bowl and play calling and obviously, scheming against defenses, as we could all tell. So, this coaching staff is a young coaching staff, which I do like. And they have something to prove, which is great, and they all have familiarity with each other. Whether they've worked with together with the Chargers, or they've been with each other with the Colts, or whatever it is. I think I liked every hire. Like, I really liked every hire. I didn't complain about any of it. Especially taking it from the Colts and their offense and what they've been doing. I think really we got some good coaches here, and I think they're going to surprise us this year. And now the developmental aspect of this game of these players, that's where it's going to become important, because year after year Howie Roseman's drafting players, but if we can't develop these draft picks, then we have to restructure players every single year. We got to restructure all these old players every year, and all we're doing is kicking the can down the street. That's what we're doing. We're just keep kicking the can down the street. So at this point, I got to see the product on the field. Obviously, when you look at the sounds of the week, or you look at the behind the scenes when they showed the coaching staff mic'd up, I like the energy. I think the one thing I can tell from this coaching staff, they have a lot of energy. They expect nothing less but excellent. You know what I mean? And they're going to get the best maximized talent out of their players. That's where it's going to be really important, and that's what I like a lot. So,
but yeah, and that's the thing. Like, a few more thoughts. It's like with the cast season we're going to be having, it's like, that means it's huge, because before, we were in cap hell. Obviously we all knew we were in cap hell, but the fact that we're going to have 40 or 50 million in cap space for the next couple of years, I think that really starts to help us. Say, if we can, I guess, really get the pieces you need. And it's obviously, Steven Nelson's one of the corners I would like to snag before everybody we wind up screwing things up. But obviously, I kind of feel like during this draft we kind of addressed a few things, but not fully. If you kind of get my drift here, of like the cornerback. I know that's one of our biggest needs. I feel like we're talented at linebacker. We got the really good. Obviously bringing Ryan Kerrigan, the fact that a guy of his caliber, still kind of in his prime a little bit. The fact that we brought him in is it's surprising. And that's the thing too. Because when I heard the news, I'm looking at it, are you serious? Because when I think of Kerrigan, I'm thinking of the Washington the football team, because of how dominant he was. And obviously, we all know when they got Chase Young, that's where it started all to decline. And I'm feeling fortunate that we actually picked him up in the offseason.
No, I'm probably seconding you on that, because I didn't expect Kerrigan visited the Eagles. That was under the radar. We didn't know about that. So with Kerrigan coming here, it's really hard for me to say they're just going to rebuild. I feel like there's some moves. Even when I look at NFL analysis, and we can't tell if the Eagles are rebuilding or they want to contend, but they're rebuilding quietly at the same time. That Kerrigan signing really amped up, just him to be a rotational guy, wants to play with this defensive line. And really, Kerrigan's going to know the strengths and weaknesses of this whole division with every offensive tackle on each side. So really, it's a cheat code to bring him here, and he knows everybody. So I think it's a great signing. I was really surprised. Hey, as a rotational guy, I am all for it. Keep him fresh the whole game. I'm fine with it. So really, at this point, I think they made some moves where Arkawa was I sat back and I was like, wow, they actually did that? Pretty surprised. And then there's other moves where I'm like, okay, well, I expected that. So, I think they've done a balance of they want to contend, but they need to rebuild on some positions. And obviously, it's going to be up to the coaches to, develop these guys. So,
And like one final thought before I hop off, it's like this team. I mean, and I really hate to say it, but I will give Howie the credit to some extent, not fully, until he learns to express the fact that we wound up trading up to the 10th spot in the draft. Obviously, really pissing off the Giants fans, which, to be honest, it's still funny to me. And I don't know. It's like now we got the guy that we wanted. Now and my thought is, okay, so we got the guy we need, and we need to start addressing a few things. But yeah, like Slay said, I mean, I would, if I would have had to be very. If I would have given the left tackle spot, I would give it to Mailata. The fact that he can prove that he can handle especially, and I've seen him watch him play rugby. It's like, okay, so where's this guy's been at? Was it 6'5" with 380, 350, somewhere around that weight range? Yeah. The fact that he can move as agile as like that's like, yeah, good luck getting through that. But that's just my final thought.
No, dude, I appreciate you coming on today. I know we've been trying to work something out. I mean, there's a bunch of people who've been trying to might do another big stream sooner or later, probably before the season starts. Definitely. If you guys haven't subscribed to Philly Sports Podcast, go to his channel, support him. He covers. You covered the Phillies too, right? You covered pretty much.
I covered the Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, and like different like news from around the MLB, the NHL. Well, hardly in the NHL, the NFL, and the NBA.
No, but
yeah, I mean, if you guys are interested in merch, I have my Teespray store linked in my video's descriptions if you want to check that out.
Yeah, guys, go to his channel, sub him up, and like his videos, and check him out, guys.
I'm like, because right now I'm already more than halfway to 100. Right now I'm at 71. So, I mean, it would be appreciated to actually help me get to that milestone.
Yeah, guys, do it. Subscribe to his channel. Much appreciated from everybody. But, bro, it was nice talking, man. We'll definitely work on something. We'll talk, dude. We'll talk. All right, man. Yep. And everyone's saying to drop the link for your channel in there. So you could drop the link if you need to drop.
Yeah, I'm dropping the link as soon as I hop off.
All right, dude.
I'll see you, Joe.
All right, thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate it, dude. All right, I got two people in backstage right now, but I'm not seeing any cameras. I understand both of you guys are subscribers, but I'm taking this, guys. It's not against you guys. It's just I'm taking it seriously. What's going on, Inferno Production? What's going on, dude?
Yo, Joey, what's going on, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
All right, so I guess I'll just talk.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you're good.
All right, so to be honest, I'm talking to Jalen Hurts here. I want to give Jalen Hurts give him at least till year 3. I do not like the quarterbacks going into the draft like Sam. Like the only quarterback I'm really interested in is like Sam Powell, but even then, I don't really want a quarterback and everything like that.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna have 3 first rounders. I think we're gonna get the Colts first rounder. And I honestly think that the Dolphins pick could actually be very high because I don't have a lot of faith in Tua. So I think that could be a very high pick for us. And if we can get a good amount of, because we need talent. I think we have a good amount of talent, but I think we're not quite there yet. So if we can use those 3 first rounders on players that aren't a quarterback, to maybe get a corner, maybe I don't know about tight end because I don't know about tight end as our biggest need. I think probably our biggest need is corner and safety.
Right.
I'm not entirely too sure, but if we can get those, use those 3 picks on.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're like safety. You could be right. I mean, look, you got Anthony Harris on a 1-year deal, and you have Rodney McLeod. That I don't know if he's going to play another year here. So I mean, both of those guys could be walking, and all you have really back there is Kevon Wallace right now. So to draft a safety is not a bad idea. So it actually is a weakness as of next year. But if they potentially have the 3 first-round picks next year, you're using 2 of those first-round picks in the draft. I don't think they're going to use 3 first in the draft. I mean, they could, depending if they make a trade. If you want to use one of those first-round picks, use them to either trade for a player that you want to pay later on, like in the league, you want to trade for a big need or something like that, or you use that first round pick in the draft. And, if somebody wants to trade for that pick, that's, depending on how high it is, you get draft picks for 2023, like down the road. Like, why not get more draft picks down the road, and kind of, secure your future a little bit? Because honestly, when you look at this season that's going to happen, like, I think we're more comfortable going into this season knowing we're going to have some cap space next year. We're not going to be over the cap next year. And on top of everything else, potentially 3 first-round picks, 10 picks in the draft, or 9 picks. I forgot how many we have. But it's going to be really interesting. Like, next year, we thought this offseason was going to be crazy. Wait till next year. Next offseason is going to be even more nuts. It's going to be crazy.
And yeah, I mean, was thinking about this offseason, I think that probably the biggest thing that surprised me was the fact that we signed players like Ryan Kerrigan and Anthony Harris. I didn't even expect us to sign like anybody. I mean, I expected some depth pieces, but that was pretty much it. So the fact that the Eagles were managed to get out of the cap hell that they were in, and were able to sign some good players on like a cheap 1-year deal. I'm really, I don't, like I said, I don't like Howie. Howie,
Me neither,
hopefully he gets out. Hopefully he gets out of here in, next season. But I think the fact that we kind of give him, I think we kind of need to give him a little bit of credit. He's done an okay job, at least for the season.
Yeah.
But
it's up for like the developmental process of this roster. So, we'll see what happens. But do you think? Here's a question, because I asked Philly Sports this. Do you think that Howie Roseman has done enough for Jalen Hurts? Do you think he's built around Jalen Hurts this year, or he's done enough for Jalen Hurts this year with the whole offense?
That's a little hard for me to say. I'd say he's done a good job building around Jalen Hurts, but I think, like, I still. Wide receiver 2 is mainly like kind of what I'm a little bit concerned about, because I think Devontae Smith is going to be the number 1 wide receiver, but I'm not too sure who we have at wide receiver 2. I mean, I kind of thought if Trayvon Grimes gets healthy, I think he potentially can take that wide receiver number 2 role, or it could be Travis Fulgham. But I mean, honestly, I think that he's done a good job though. We're really good at running back. We have a good offensive line. If they stay healthy, we have like top 5 offensive line easily. And our wide receivers, like I know that they're young, and that's probably the biggest concern I have, is that they're really young. Like, I think our wide receivers that are older are like just 25, and Greg Ward and Travis Fulgham. But I think I'd rather give these young guys a chance, and because Travis Fulgham shined until Alshon Jeffrey took that field.
Right.
And I think that the fact that I'm kind of glad that that our new coaching staff is actually giving these young players a shot, because you never know what you're going to get with these players if you don't actually use them. Whereas like Doug Peterson and like I can't remember his name, the defensive coordinator.
Jonathan Gannon.
Slipped my mind, but they would.
Okay.
No, not Jonathan Gannon. Our previous defensive
Jim
coordinator.
Schwartz.
He's on the Titans right now, but
right.
Yeah, Jim Schwartz. I hated how they preferred veterans over actually using players that could actually help them win games, because they're like, oh, they want to help us win a Super Bowl. Maybe they'll still be good. And it's like, that's not how it works. But
yeah,
I think that Howie Roseman's done a decent job.
No, I think he has. I think offensively he's done. I think they've built better around Jalen Hurts than they have Carson Wentz. I think they've done a better job doing that. And I think the big thing is with building around Jalen Hurts was Nick Sirianni was in Howie's ear 100% for a fact. Nick Sirianni was in Howie's ear. A collaborative effort for free agency, which obviously when we went into this free agency this year, we knew that the free agency wasn't going to be our season. Like, the draft was going to be our season. The draft will dictate where this team is going, if they're going in the right direction. And looking back at the draft, I thought they did a really good job. Now, I still don't like Howie Roseman. I still want him gone, even if these draft picks do work out. But that's just me. But we'll just have to see. I think you have depth at offensive line. I think you're good. I think you have a lot of good competition at running back. I think they're solid offensively. And when you talk about the young receivers because they're young, you got to think about it like this. A lot of these young receivers, it's not like they haven't hit the field yet. A lot of these young receivers have had starting experience, have had valued snaps. Some of these guys weren't in long than others, but I think what we could take out of it that they've been starters, and obviously I think it started with the 2019 season because the last month of the season, like we were depending on pretty much off the bench receivers, off the street receivers to get the job done. Carson put everybody on his back, and they did a really good job. So I think you have a really young, talented, hungry group in wide receivers, and I think really they have as far as the ceiling to go. I think we haven't even hit the surface with some of these wide receivers we have. And, I think Howie Roseman, has done it's hard to say it, but he did a pretty good job. I think we just have to see the product on the field. We got to see how they play and obviously the coaching aspect. So. That's it. So so I want to ask you, if I ask you something else, like what's the biggest competition you're looking for, like your favorite competition coming into camp? What are you going to be looking for, or a specific player that you want to see?
I think the competition that I'm the most interested in is actually the cornerback position, cornerback number 2. Mm-hmm. I think I want Steven Nelson. I really want Steven Nelson before we get into the season, but if we don't get Steven Nelson, I think that there's potential with some of our corners. Of course, that I think it's that cornerback we got from Jacksonville. He's a slot.
Josiah Scott. Yeah.
Maybe, Josiah Scott. But I think that possibly maybe Shaquille Taylor could possibly maybe fit in that role. Familiar with Jonathan Gannon's scheme, or. Mm-hmm. I'm not too sure. I think he was there whenever he was with. I think he was with Jonathan Gannon with the Colts. Or you have maybe Avonte Maddox. Personally, I would put Avonte Maddox at safety because that's where he absolutely he dominated in the safety position. Mm-hmm. But realistically, I'm really interested in that cornerback too. Who's gonna take that role if Steven Nelson isn't signed with us?
Yeah, no, I don't know what I think Steven Nelson's like I don't know what they're going to do. They might, because usually what we hear is not what's going to happen. Usually what we don't hear is what's going to happen. So it's like we're seeing all these rumors about Steven Nelson and, seeing Xavier Howard. It's just certain things that are certain corners out there you just can't sign because they want bigger. Stephon Gilmore wants a bigger contract. Xavier Howard might want a bigger contract if Miami's not going to give it to him. So I think realistically and money-wise, I think – Steven Nelson has talked to the Eagles and obviously, is probably thinking, wow, a great defensive line. I could play on the opposite side of Darius Slay and I'm an automatic starter and I could show what I'm about. Give him a 2-year deal at least this way if you have to keep him next year. Just think about it. Darius Slay is going to be a free agent after next year. So, we could be looking at they have to draft another cornerback next year. If they just want to put Steven Nelson on a 1-year deal and then make the priority in 2022 cornerback in the draft, that's what they should do. So that's what I'm looking for with that, bro.
Okay, you have any other questions? I'm not really good when it comes to
no, you're good. Inferno, I got someone else I gotta bring in here, but dude, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel and been a big supporter, and it's much appreciated, bro. Really, I hope to see you again in here soon. Sorry I had to make people show their faces because I want to do this right. I want to be strict about it. It's not you guys. It's just I've had other YouTubers have had trouble with this. I've had the last time I did a live call, it didn't go well either. So, I know people don't want to show their face sometimes, but I do it just so no one ruins it for everybody else. So, Inferno, I appreciate it, man.
No, you're all good, Joey. I understand.
All right.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, dude. I'll see you next time, bro. Thanks for coming in. All right, we got 81 people in the chat, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. If you guys haven't, like the stream before you leave today. It does help the channel out a lot. We're going to have a content creator stream tomorrow just for the content creators if they want to pop in, and should be exciting. So We have Todd Philly Dilly. What's going on, man? I know you've been waiting a while. I'm sorry.
You good, Shakes, man? What's going on, man?
Chilling, bro. What's on your mind, bro?
Well, coming to you live from Germany. Hopefully the NFL brings some football close, especially in Frankfurt. That's where I'm close at, so that'll be pretty awesome. Where to get at? Well, hopefully the Eagles fans by training camp will be on one page and just be ready just to get behind Jalen Hurts, give him a true chance and like really show him that Philly love that I know that we can give, instead of having that little dark cloud like linger over him. Well, that if factor, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of getting on my nerves now. That what if?
I know you just want to see him play already.
Yeah, but I'm like, I took out that 4 games. I mean, everybody want to harp on like the Nick pick stats and everything. I'm like, we can't go off of that because we already know all the headlines. I mean, and we're not even going to talk about Club Med, that blue tint always going up like it's, every Sunday. My God. But what I took from Jalen Hurts was that he is a great leader. He didn't just rally on the offensive side. He rallied on the defensive side of the ball, and that speaks loud to me. But as far as and I took that as, okay, if we're going to ride out with this, I think he's still on the hook for me. I mean, I can't let him go just quite yet. I mean, for what he's done to try to bring in more youth movement is solid at best, because we still got to see what's going to go, what happens on the field. But I'm loving that new energy, though.
Yeah.
You got to love it. And it seemed more like a brotherhood going on, not just, teammates. We're starting to see that. We saw how, like you said, Jalen Hurts is getting met at the door by the coach. He's meeting Devontae Smith at the door, not just like after the tour of the NovaCare. They like this. Now we're going to show you how, where are we going to go?
Yeah, it's like they're hiding from us that he's not the starting quarterback. It's like we don't know a quarterback yet. Who's starting quarterback? But yet this guy is like always there. He's always in the picture of what's going on. Devontae Smith, like you said, Devontae Smith coming, meeting Nick Sirianni in the hallway, like when he came in for his inductory press conference. So it's like, were they high? I think mostly before obviously it was put up a lot of smoke screens for the draft, which they put up a lot of smoke screens.
And you see why? Because across the league, we're not dealing with like the Dallas Cowboys fleecing the Minnesota Vikings with all those draft picks anymore. Everybody now sees the writing on the wall. If a player is has that big 3-0 on them, it's like, whoa, I gotta throw my hands up. I don't know. So it's like trying to get we say the right compensation, but we all got what we want. If we would love to get like Zach Ertz for a third, that's what we was hoping for at the draft. Right. Like that was the high hope. But if we would have got like a 4th or a 5th, we would have still been happy. End the drama, send him on his merry way. But I see what Howie's trying to do, trying to like get $8 million cleared if we get the trade. Right. Compared to that release of 4, because it's like if he does the release for 4, most likely we'll sign Landon Dickerson and get Steven Nelson. But seeing what Howie's doing, if he's trying to clear that $8 million, he's trying to get a bigger name. And I remember talking to a couple of the other guys about looking at the Saints with Marshawn Lattimore, because I know they're heavy over the cap. You talking about 1 year rental, he's $10 million. Yeah. So it's like and Stephon Gilmore, and that's where like the trades are coming in. But it's like with Howie, I see he's trying to get that first domino to fall to see if anybody really is going to try to take Zach Ertz. But like you said, this is a waiting game, so they smell it.
Yeah, Go ahead. Go ahead. No, you're good. No, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. But I was just gonna say I agree with you. He 100%. He's going to the Colts if he, flat out release. Like there's no. If it will be like a shock if like I know they talking about he's garnering like interest from Tennessee, or if he choose Buffalo, but we know in our heart and hearts he's like, okay, we gotta get the band back together. That was my best, statistical year of through an Eagle when Frank Wright and Wentz was throwing him the rock. Come on, man.
You know it's going to happen. And you know what? When you talk about the Saints and how they were, in cap hell pretty much, like, it's okay for the Eagles to be to restructure players, but creating space for a player that they want to sign. But when you have to restructure multiple guys just to get under the cap, that's not good. It's not good at all. So I think going into next year, if this cap, depending on what the owner set the cap at, the high number, if it's like $208 million, whatever it is, the Eagles get like, I don't know, between 28 to like 50 million in cap space. If it goes down a little bit, whatever it is, I mean, then you're under the cap. You got 10 draft picks. You got 3 potential first round picks. So, really, you want to go into every season under the cap. Like I think the start of free agency, the first day, we were under the cap $3 million. We had $3 million to spend. That was it. And obviously, the June date was post-June was for the Alshon Jeffrey Malik Jackson releases, and that money didn't come in till later. So we didn't have much, but I think they were slow. They were strategic for free agency. Anthony Harris, Eric Wilson were pretty good signings. And then obviously we knew that free agency wasn't going to be our offseason. The draft was going to be our offseason. Mm-hmm. So that was really important.
And that's where, that's why I say Howie did a solid job for what we had to work with. I mean, he didn't, we didn't have any money. I wasn't expecting no big free agents. I'm kind of actually done with the whole big spender. I mean, I know everybody's excited that we're going to have some money on the cap, but I'm like, hey, let's spend this wisely because we're in the position to truly build a dynasty here. Like, people not, I know we're trying to stay, iffy on Hurts, but I don't want Deshaun Watson, straight up, because that means that's giving up 3 first rounders. Everybody wants to, we looking at a quarterback number 2, and we can look to the future. I mean, we already know was out there, but for right now, it's we can't. If you want that, we gotta really believe in this young core to really hey, if we win a division, guess what? All hands on deck. We building something right now, but we gotta get that negativity out the mind and really truly be behind this group. But I really can't wait to see this defense actually be used properly, because I really did get tired of the vanilla defense, just man up, either giving 10 yards to these wide receivers,
free release off the line.
Too much cushion, or still sending the 4, or just that plain vanilla blitz. I was like, come on now. I see what Cannon is. Boy, I see a lot of creativity, and I'm like, we needed that. We haven't had creativity since the late Jim Johnson. That's how creative he's going to be with the blitz, and I see him really using these young linebackers. I mean, what we got told about Taylor was he's very athletic but raw. Well, guess what? I mean, just let him show blitz. Just let him go after the quarterback. I mean, hell, treat him like Bobby Boucher. I don't need you to do anything else but just get the damn quarterback.
With Jim Schwartz, I felt like he knew how to use the defensive line properly, but when it came to linebackers, when it came to corners, he had no idea how to use these guys. And you know what? You can't give wide receivers free releases off the line. You can't do a picket fence defense. You can't play prevent. When you play prevent on I forgot what game it was. What was it, a year ago? I forgot what it was. It was 2 years ago when we played prevent. I don't know if it gets the Titans or we gave up that big 4th and 16 or that big.
Oh yeah, that was that Titans comeback where it should not have been allowed. I mean, too much cushion. It's dude. Haven't we learned from these past Super Bowls from Tom Brady? If you give him too much cushion, he'll take the dink and dunk all day. It's all about yardage and stopping the clock and getting to position. But with Schwartz, what killed me was, okay, we understand you love to get the 4 to get to the quarterback, but at the end of the day, you got to give him time. I mean, nobody's going to – if a wide receiver is going to go 5 and do a curl and you can get hit right there. And then, of course, you allowing that wide receiver to do what he can do best, make an athletic move and turn it up. I mean, and of course, sticking Maddox out there. I mean, I felt sorry for the man. You know, we knew what he was from his rookie year. Either put him in safety or keep him in the slot.
Yeah,
because that's where he thrived at. That outside nonsense. I mean, that was just terrible. I mean, we're dealing with 6-foot monsters on the outside wide receivers. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, I mean, I love the dog in them, but there's certain things like he can't help. And it's not like we didn't get enough of that Ronald Darby. I mean, my goodness, Devontae Parker looked like a straight Megatron that game.
Yeah, I mean, like that's the problem. Like having undersized, like I hate undersized corners, and even having a guy like Rasul Douglas. Like as soon as he left, the Eagles and Carolina picked him up. They used him like if you have size as a corner, but you don't have that lateral speed to catch up with twitchy receivers, you got to let those big corners, those tall big corners, get physical at the line, kind of disrupt the route that they're running, and that's what they did with and. Rasul Douglas had some short-term success with Carolina in doing that. Sidney Jones left, went to the Jags, and was getting picks in front of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, it's just these developmental process of this team has been horrible. And you know what? At the end of the day, like I think they picked up a really developmental coaching staff that really hones in on they take nothing less. They expect excellency. Like they expect. Of what I could say is like they maximize every player's talent to the full of their ability. I think with Jonathan Gannon, since he came from the Colts, that was a really good cornerback coach. I mean, look at Xavier Rhodes. I mean, he got that big contract with the Vikings. He played horrible after that contract. He went to the Colts on a 1-year deal at 31 years old, and he balled out under Jonathan Gannon. So, I mean, look, you have guys out there like Steven Nelson. Gary Conley is definitely somebody I would look at too to see if maybe you can develop him and put him in the right position. He was drafted as a first round outside number 1 corner, and obviously didn't turn into that. Had a good rookie year and then kind of fell apart after that. But I think you can't go into the season. And have Darius Slay be the only good corner you have. I know they trade for Josiah Scott.
Absolutely.
For the nickel.
Like he carried the weight last season, and for what he did, I mean, hats off to him. He should have made a Pro Bowl because, I mean, he might not look at it because I mean the Seattle game sticks out. The big time wide receivers really got to him, but overall he still dominated for what he had help on the other side. But we definitely need to get another corner in here. I mean, we're definitely banking on Steven Nelson. I mean, it's just the smart move for this time. We don't need to like you said, go after. It sounds nice with the Xavier Howard, or the Stephon Gilmore, like even the Marshawn Lattimore. I mean, it sounds good, but just to play safe, keep it under the cap. And just get another guy that's solid. Yeah, let's go. Let's bring in Nelson and let's go into training camp because like you said, I'm ready to see because I want to see like Sean Bradley make an impact. These young guns that just seem like they got buried underneath of the roster finally get some developmental. Because I think Quez Watkins is what he can become.
Yeah, that's the problem. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen enough. Like that's the problem. Like I think
that's what got us so antsy.
Yeah, I think we're we feel good about it because it's not like we're getting a bunch of young receivers that never hit the field. Like so many of these guys have short-term success, but were used the wrong way or barely played that much, but had like that 1 or 2 plays that they really showed up. And Quez Watkins was that guy that just showed up out of nowhere. Obviously that 32-yard that screen pass touchdown during the Cardinals, and he had that big reception during the Cowboys game. So I think there's so much for him to give to this team as an outside receiver. And then Travis Fulgham, honestly, after week 4, after the 49ers game, they come back win against the 49ers. Every time the Eagles have a bad season, we always find those gems. We always find those couple guys who are like, whoa, like Alex Singleton and Travis Fulgham.
Where did this guy come from? Like, why is he buried underneath the roster? Like, he should have been starting game 1. Like Travis Fulgham to me really got a bad a bad stick in that one because he had those, he was the number one go-to for Carson at that time. And all of a sudden, we're bringing Deshaun Jackson back, or Alshon's getting ready to come back, so you're gonna have to lose reps. I think that was bull, man. He got truly, hosed, and then when you bring him back, here he is. He's got to try to get back to, up to speed again. So I think hopefully he's get, his fair share this shake, or this go round, or all the young wide receivers. I mean, I don't have faith in JJ Arcega. I mean, he made some splash play last in that Washington game. Like, even
the Cowboys
that
game too, he caught Cowboys game. I think he was double teamed that Cowboys game. He caught that long reception, but then he runs to the sideline. Like, why aren't you keeping the guys with the hot hand? It's like, why are you keep switching receivers? Like, why is that? Why is that Quez Watkins never got reps with Carson Wentz, but when Jalen Hurts is in, you put him in a game?
It's just so many like off the pattern, like with all the young wide receivers, and then like just for the old guys, I was like, come on, man, like where are we going? But at least they got some reps. I think even Hightower is going to make some improvement. I mean, you can tell that he had his deer in headlights moments a couple of times, but you do see the potential. You just don't break away from defenders like that. So I'm like, with all this young wide receivers with some speed, you bring in Devontae Smith, who's definitely going to be our Michael Thomas. Oh my goodness. It's like everybody wants to think of like Burner or always going 70. I was like, no, you want that guy that does that dirty work, that does that clean, crisp route running that, hey, he's going to get you that first down. Okay, that's what we definitely needed, and hopefully that takes the pressure off of Jalen Reagor, so he'll have a bounce back season because the injury bug bit him. But we definitely saw the potential of like just that godly speed that he can possess, because sometimes it was just like crazy how you just seem like he was trying to slow himself down just to not outrun the ball. So hopefully we get to see that on display. But the main thing that I'm really excited for is our offensive line. Like you said, Nate Herbig, what's my man name from Auburn? Jake Driscoll. Yeah, he's coming back. So like we got some good boys that's got some starting time. Bringing in Landon Dickerson. I mean, we all wanted something else for that second round pick, but overall, I mean, you could tell either he can be the center or our left guard. You can just feel that all pro coming, like just ooze off of him. So it's take your pick.
Just imagine though, like, 'cause I did like a speculation thing for the roster next year. I had put out a video saying like, what if the Eagles like spent a couple dollars on like a free agent center and they put Dickerson next to Mulata on the left side, like 6'6", 325 and 6'8", 350 on your left side. I mean, because Dickerson could play Dickerson could play guard. I mean, he's tough. I mean, he's beyond tough.
And that's where I'm like, okay, because we can look at the future now. Like, we can't let Herbig go out the door or Driscoll go out the door. Especially Driscoll could be your future right tackle, because people can sleep, like try to make it seem like he had a bad. I'm like, for a rookie, he dominated. Okay, he took on Chase Young and Sweat where they was rotating him, and he held up Nate Herbig too. And I could see. I mean, you gotta remember Isaac Seumalo could be moved to the center, and then you got Landon Dickerson. And I mean, we're gonna hold on to Mailata because Mailata can play the left or the right. But with Dillard, I mean, I just don't want to see. I don't want to do that to Mailata because Mailata he proved last season he can stay healthy all through the season, and each game he was getting better. And now I feel like we're going to see what we all imagined when we saw that rugby video of him running down the field and mauling people. I think that's what we can see this season just off of him coming off the line, because his technique has gotten so much crisp. And you talking about a guy that's never played. I mean, hats off to Jeff Stoutland. I mean, like, if that, if there's anything like we saw, like that, if that's a Sea Biscuit moment, like that's what it is. I mean, straight up. I mean, no talent, like just off of just physical specimen known, and he just took him like, I'm going to mold him. Okay, I'm turning him into Mike Tyson. Okay, turn this raw, specimen into a just a straight, could be a Hall of Fame left tackle. But also, I'm not going to knock Andre Dillard, even though he got the bad rap with the the crying meme and the soft skin. But he looks a lot focused, and he was a first round pick. So that is going to be an intriguing battle, and it's like you don't want to see either or get buried. But I will, like, for a story purpose, I would love to see Mailata win it. And if we can get something for Dillard, I say let's do it that route, because I don't want to keep him on the roster, especially we need that swing. That's what makes Mailata more intriguing. He can fill in on that right tackle if we needed to. But it's going to be a great training camp. That's all we know. We got that defensive line. Woo. Milton Williams, I know that's your favorite pick right now. He's.
You know what? I don't. He's not my favorite pick, but but after like watching him and having that short area toughness, analytically his testing was off the charts. He was the best defensive tackle off the charts with what he could do. But I think other than the Devontae Smith pick, I think my favorite pick was that 5th round pick in Kenneth Gainwell, because that pick.
Thank you. That's the two. Like if we had to put gold stars on the whole draft, that Kenneth Gainwell, oh my God! I was like, we got him. Like this is not the Donald Humphrey kind of pick right now. We actually got the right running back in this late draft, right? Because people are really don't understand what he can truly bring. I mean, well, Memphis is the true running back factory. I know we got labeled as a quarterback factory, but Memphis has truly become the running back factory that everybody's sleeping on right now. And oh my goodness, I mean, everybody's talking about the block on my boy.
I know you're talking about. I forgot. I know you're talking about though. Yeah.
But I mean, besides that, I mean, just he could be like a slot wide receiver, but he's your running back, and I love his style. I love a running back that gives me that hint of Westbrook. Like Westbrook was not afraid to go north or south. Like if he went north, he went north. But if he took you to the east or the west, he's going to give you some shake and bake and take it up. And that's what I see with Gainwell. But in that running back committee, I mean, hopefully Miles Sanders can truly unlock everything, stay healthy. I think Kerryon Johnson is going to be the number 2 between him and Gainwell. The tough battle is number 4. I still think we hold on to Boston Scott. But
Jordan Howard, you never know.
But I look at Kerryon Johnson too as that he can be that power back, and
he's got to stay healthy.
I wanted to see what Holyfield could do. I mean, we're gonna have a power back. At least see what Holyfield could do. Like, I mean, thank God we got some preseason games so we can actually see what are the coaches seeing and what we seeing, so we can kind of like, okay, we can understand, because we get all that we had him on the squad, but we see Adrian Killins. What's the other guy that we took from Detroit too? We got him, and they're going to try to, Huntley.
He's actually good. He's actually really good, but the problem is, like, we have so many of those small guys that could do big things on the field, like, those open field running backs. The problem is it's crowded right now. Like, I think Kenneth Gainwell actually is an upgrade from Boston Scott. I think Kerryon Johnson, if healthy, could be an upgrade from Jordan Howard. And, Miles Sanders obviously being the starter. So, I mean, Elijah Holyfield, he's got 2 bruisers in front of him. Like, with that camp, when they got him, like, the last season, whatever it was, like, they you know, he was making guys. I was seeing a lot of clips. He was making guys the first guy miss at practice. He was like, he's got some quick feet. He had like some elusive feet, and he was just pounding through people. But they activated him for one game, and I was so happy they didn't play him one snap. They didn't play him one snap.
That's crazy. And that's the other part I'm thinking, like, okay, if you're going to be the fourth running back, we know Boston Scott can do special teams. And that's where I think it's going to come into play. It's like, okay, if you're that fourth running back, you got to contribute on special teams. And that's what I think is hurting Holyfield, because you know he's not going to be a returner. And it'd be kind of weird to have a running back on your punt line, you know, trying to, you know, run back. So it's that's where he's like, that's why I was really hoping that the NFL league would have went up to at least a 60-man roster, because still trying to deal with this 53-man roster, dealing with all these injuries. Now you add in an extra game. It's like, can you give these teams a little bit of help? I mean, hell, I mean, you talking about 53 people trying to stay healthy, and we get that bad football play, like especially that one year where it was just nonstop injuries across the league. And I'm like, we don't want to watch that, trying to keep everybody healthy. But we got some definitely competition and try to figure out where this team is going to go this coming year. But if we get that another corner, at least I know I'll be happy on defense. I feel as though we don't really need to do anything extra on offense except for, hey, give you know, Goddard the extension, because it'll be cheaper down the road, and send Ertz on his merrily way. Let him go on to go follow in hand in hand with Carson Wentz to Indianapolis, because I think that I don't want to go into training camp with any more headlines. I don't want to go into always hearing about where is Zach Ertz, is he holding out?
Who's the quarterback? Who's the quarterback? All this stuff. You don't want to hear any of that.
No, I think the way that hurt the reason why I'm not even crazy about them not naming Hurts the starter, because he gave it. I think he's wanting to give the impression that he's making himself accountable too, and I really love that. He's showing that he's not above anything. He doesn't need the C on his chest right now. All he wants to do is see what who's trying to show up and help him win. And I can see him and Devontae Smith developing that relationship where they could throw a daggone out route in the middle in pitch black. You know,
dude,
I see that.
When you go back to this wide receiver room, like when you talk about Devontae Smith, and you know, obviously with Jalen Reagor here, you know what? Like, I think Jalen Reagor is just that speed guy that could just throw to him in open space and he could just handle the rest on his own. But you just got the second best player of the draft. I think the second best player in the draft, the best technical route runner in the draft. I mean, I'm still shocked. I mean, I couldn't believe. After Surtain and Horn went like boom boom, I was like,
that was like that was a little bit crushing for me, because I did want either one of those corners, because I was like, we need a cornerback. I'm seeing what Dallas and the Giants loaded up on wide receivers, and it's just Slay. I'm like, come on, man, we gotta get some firepower over here. But that was just strange how both of them go. I mean, Michael Parsons, yeah, there you go. As much as I would have loved him, I was like, okay, thank you, Howie. Devontae Smith was still on the board. You pulled off a decent trade. I mean, took a third. Hey, I could. It was something I could live with.
They moved back from 6 to 12, got a first round pick, and drafted Devontae Smith. It's like Howie Roseman knew that Devontae Smith was going to be there, that we were going to be able to trade, and it was going to happen. So I mean, they pretty much traded a third. Received a first, and ended up getting Devontae Smith to the process. So that first round was like an absolute steal, especially not just for now, but for a future first round pick for next year. So.
Absolutely, and that's why. And I know everybody kept on talking about we need to bring in a veteran wide receiver. What we got to stop always determining our team about how many veterans we have. I mean, if you see or saw the draft journey of Devontae Smith, listen to his press conference, listen to how what he's about. I mean, he is that veteran. He is that guy that's gonna help lead this locker room. Like, that's what you want. Like, you want the young guys to truly say, "Hey, this is our team." And trying to bring in like Julio Jones, that's going to overshadow Devontae Smith. I know we're trying to look at it like, oh, look what Tennessee got with AJ Brown and Julio, but we're not. That's not us. Okay, we gotta establish our new young leaders, because I mean Fletcher Cox, I love him to death, but he's really gotta show me something this year. I mean, it's getting old about the whole double team, triple teams.
Yep. There's a lot of There's a lot of sensitive Eagles fans on Zach Ertz. There's a lot of sensitive Eagles fans on Fletcher Cox. Like, oh, he gets double teamed. He's doing his job. It's like, no, bro, because Aaron Donald every week destroys offensive lines. He gets in the backfield every single week, and he gets double teamed every single week. So So when you go 6 games, Fletcher Cox went 6 games last year, a sack and a half, but he had 6.5 for the season. And really, it's not about sacks, like I just said about the Aaron Donald thing. Like, you had 6.5 sacks. You got a lot of these sacks in garbage time and like don't matter time. Like, you got, like, he's on the wrong side of 30 right now. He's 26 million against the cap. If you trade him next year, he's 16. You know, you get 16 million in cap space next year. So I mean, I'll keep Javon Hargrave here if he has an okay year, whatever. But I'm looking for Milton Williams to really get some attention this year. I really am.
Oh, I mean, like Howie. At first, I was a little bit, because I mean, I really wanted to get another corner out of the draft, but I see what Howie did. Even though it was like one of the weakest defensive line drafts, he still got the depth, and that's where I'm starting to see. And also, like, what's the big guy from USC? He's a run stopper. You know, gotta just go north. That's all. That's all they say he knows how to do. The bull rush is his favorite. So it's definitely a wake up call to Fletcher that, hey, you got to show us something, man, because we can't keep carrying you and keep trying to make excuses. Because I mean, hopefully, you know, Hargrave does make that jump this year, you know, to help relieve that double team. And you know, we already know what Brandon Graham brings to the table. There's no question. Hopefully, you know, well, Barnett is, God Almighty. He gives you that flash of dominance for one play, and then it's like he just goes away. Like that, you will not see that ever again, because he'll wind up getting injured, or he'll make a stupid penalty or unnecessary. This is a prove-it year for him, but between him or Josh Sweat, I think Josh Sweat is going to take it. You know, Ryan Kerrigan, oh my goodness. I mean, that's why I really feel like Lane Johnson's about to have an all-pro year, like between him and Brandon Brooks, because we had to be fair. I mean, those two guys were always constantly injured, especially Lane. I mean, right at the first game of this, getting close to the first game of the season, you have ankle surgery. That was not smart. You know, I really, hopefully everybody have a bounce back healthy season, but is those big ticket players, man, is we already know how Jason Kelce brings to the table. You know, his last season, and it's like trying not to look too far into the future, because we also want to, you know, we still want to play out this season. But we know the players that you got to show us something, and it's like we know what this team can be, and I know for a fact I'm tired of excuses. I'm tired of saying, well, if everybody was healthy, such and such would have happened. You know, I'm glad that we got rid of Deshaun Jackson and Alshon Jeffrey, because we was all giddy about Deshaun Jackson. I mean, we saw the potential, but he fleeced us for money. He got Jeffrey Lurie with the money.
Let's just say we got Deshaun Jackson 5 years too late. You know what I mean? Let's just say we got him 5 years too late.
Yeah, we'll have to eat that L, but it was sad. It really was.
Yeah, but
But it's definitely refreshing to go into the future. And oh yeah, Jake Elliott. Oh boy, 20 million. Woo! We're gonna see how many field goals he's gonna make this season.
and they have to keep him. At this point they have to keep him. I mean, they can't.
I mean,
it's
that's a kicker. If you give a kicker the money, you are tied to him for a little bit, and that I'm not gonna say he was a fluke. I just think that maybe it was just from the whole Doug regime, just everything getting stale. And that's what happens when you get fat off the hog off of that Super Bowl. Everything just kind of seems repeated, or you just going through the motion. And as a kicker, as you can tell, if you just go through the motion, even a 26-yard kick can be missed. So hopefully he with this new coaching staff, that he gets rejuvenated and really hones in on his craft, because I mean that's what this whole, I think the whole cleaning out, the getting rid of Doug and everything was just because it felt like everything was just still stuck on that damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know.
And it seemed and we just couldn't get out of our way. So it was like that was just the best way to just clear the whole table, get new faces, and really try to build a dynasty, because we're still just holding on to that same Super Bowl because we got the same old ass players.
Yeah, you got to build through the draft, and you got to get things done. You know what I mean? So
absolutely, and we're sitting right, man.
All right, Todd. I appreciate it, man. You coming in. I'm gonna end it right here, guys. Whoever showed up late, I'm sorry. We're over 2 hours already. We're gonna have another one tomorrow. So, but Todd, I appreciate you coming in, and giving me your 2 cents on everything. And you're right, bro. I didn't really disagree with anything you said. So.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Hey, I couldn't give you a good old Skip Bayless, Stephen A. kind of argument. I mean, because right now we're in the off season. There's not so much that we can talk about, and like you, is like we're getting kind of tired of talking about the Zach Ertz watch. But we all ready to go into training camp, ready to get the season started. But we just ready to at least have hunker down, at least our defense, and get solidify that cornerback for 2 position.
Right.
But man, y'all have a good night. I'm going to start my day off. Got to go walk the dog.
Yeah,
have
Todd,
a good time.
Dude. Yeah, we'll have another one soon. So appreciate you coming in, man.
All right, man.
All right, bro. Thanks,
Later.
man. All right, guys. Well, it's been a really good night, guys. Appreciate everybody coming in. Chat, I love you for taking care of things. Oh, yeah, we're still going, Uncensored. We're still going, bro. We're still going. Appreciate it, Matt. Appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we're gonna end it here, guys. So tomorrow we're gonna have Eagles content creator call in. So obviously it's just gonna be Eagles content creators tomorrow. I'll probably have 1 video or 2 videos out tomorrow. I might just do 1 for tomorrow. Obviously, everything's very light right now. That's why I'm putting in more streams. But next week we are going to do the Philly Shakedown podcast coming back. I don't know if it's on my channel or Philly 500's channel. I have no idea. But we will be back with the Philly Shakedown next. I think next Saturday. The week after next week, I will not be here. I am taking a week off to do other things. So I will not be around. I will not be making videos unless something like breaks like crazy. Which most likely it probably will, because every time I'm not on YouTube, something always happens. So before you guys leave, there is 44 people in here. Appreciate you guys, just staying around and, being interested in football. And I know it's a dead month. I know we don't have training camp to the end of July. So I do appreciate everybody coming in and giving their 2 cents, and everybody in the chat. Appreciate the super chats. Appreciate everything. Obviously, my moderators, everybody's been taking care of all the nonsense I've been reading this whole chat. So I appreciate everybody taking care of that. Much love to my close moderators that are in the building. So guys, I will see you guys tomorrow for the Eagles content creator call, and should be a lot of fun. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I don't know if I'm just going to let everybody come on or I might just go one by one. I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Love all you guys. I'll see you guys later. Just remember, okay, I thought I was reading something. Okay, I'll see you guys later, all right? Remember, Shakes going up, follows 5. Peace out, guys. Peace.